Futures holding in positive territory here to start things off on a Friday morning as we wrap up what has been quite an eventful week. Will we hold any of these key levels heading into the weekend? Remains to be seen. NVIDIA on watch this morning, moving around here a little bit, not a heck of a lot of movement so far. Downside right now, they're going to launch a downgraded H20 AI chip for China specifically. Remember, we were talking about that earlier in the week. More possible movement as far as those are concerned going over to China. Here's Pinterest as well. 13.3% to the upside this morning. Was above 32 after the close yesterday. Back below it right now. We'll talk about the earnings here coming up. And no pressure, Scotty B. Trump saying 80% is the number for China. He feels, quote unquote, feels is a good number. Going into these talks on the weekend. So then he said it's all up to Scotty B.
I love these morning truths, Brendo. They're so unfiltered, and like you just wonder where he's doing them. Yeah, look, I mean, we know about the meeting taking place on, I think tomorrow, actually, tomorrow and Sunday in Switzerland between the American and the Chinese negotiators for the trade deal. So we'll wait, obviously, until Monday to report that, but I'm sure we'll get information as the weekend goes on. Lots to talk about today, Brendo. As you mentioned, a lot of earnings plays from yesterday. Coinbase reporting, Taiwan Semi in focus as well. Pins with a fantastic report, and the firm kind of not a bad report here, still down 6 2/3 to start the morning. Lyft in the report column as well, and Meta. More information coming out of that trial with the FTC. It's like this kind of information portal that keeps giving us insight into how the company's thinking.
Yeah, not doing a heck of a lot so far this morning. It is positive on the morning here for Meta, downside, but from where we were yesterday anyways at the highs. I'm just checking out some of these Chinese ADRs. Again, they're negative, but I mean, it could be a lot worse. There's X paying 1% right now ahead of these talks. BABA's actually up nicely, 1.3%. Some of the e-commerce names kind of back and forth. There's JD, 0.25% to the downside. So bit of a wait and see, I guess, heading into the weekend. Just keep in mind, there's not a heck of a lot as far as economic data today, but a long, long list of Fed speakers all day long. Essentially, every hour or so, we'll be getting comments from Fed speakers. So just keep that in mind. Happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday for sure. And there may be a long line of Fed speakers, but there's already been more truths this morning then you're going to have Fed speakers all day long. And they've already moved the market more than the Fed speakers will. That's Bitcoin. But if you're wondering what this like weird spike is on the ES, we did have a bit of movement. You know what? You can see it better on the NQ on like a 15-minute chart because this candle was real. Like you had a big spike. Yeah, it was a little bit of a liquidity flush. The downside when that 80% number got floated around. We'll see. It also means that they're going to that they're going into negotiations and actually talking about something over the weekend, get an India deal going as well. What's crazy, I was going to highlight crypto, is Bitcoin continuing its rally, tags 104 last night, holding 103, yet all of the crypto-related names are down after their earnings. The ones that reported. Coinbase was down, Mara slightly down, and CleanSpark all down. So yeah, not necessarily following this awesome trend that BTC and the rest of crypto have been having. So yeah, good rally. We'll be looking at that again today. So far, the market's up, but only very slightly. It's not exactly doom and gloom over that 80% number that got floated around. At least for now.
Yeah, we'll wait to see. I mean, we're watching some FXI and everything. Yeah, I have Coinbase up here. Not doing too much this pre-market, but we're going to say it's down, but really it's just where it was yesterday at 10:30. So there's a lot of opportunity here for Coinbase, I think, to get back to the upside. I don't know. The NASDAQ's going to be, hey, Randy, what's going on there?
Hey, what's up, Randy?
Thank you. It's been a nice trend here in the NASDAQ. You know, we're starting to go back up to the upside. How was your day off yesterday there, Randy? Good? Okay, good. Yeah. No one was in here because we had the water issue. But I don't think it was really an issue. I don't know. It came back in the afternoon. I'm not sure. Yeah, but... Yeah. Rivian was up 8% yesterday, by the way. Big time movement there.
When Randy's away, Rivian will play apparently.
Yeah, no. I was just going to show you guys. Like this is the Nasdaq. I mean, it's really recovering quite nicely here over the last week or so. This goes back to the 21st of May. Of April. Nice move up. Trying to hold out this 200 period moving average. looking to take out the top today is the NASDAQ. I kind of expect a middle day. Like, we'll see if anything actually moves around. With the Fed speak, Fed isn't super important anymore, but I mean, it will move the market a little bit. I don't want to make any dramatic plays because of any of that stuff. The only name that I'm sort of thinking about short right now, I mean, the market I'm looking long, it's just like, I think Google's, again, my chart, come on. I think Google's in trouble, long term here. And I just, we didn't get through that 156 area. So if the market does bump up a little bit here today, Google is something that I'm going to be looking at to get short over there. But yeah, we have the Leafs tonight. It should be another good game here. The Oilers won in overtime, up 2-0 now in Vegas. They were underdog in both those games, and they've won them. So that'd be nice. Leafs are underdogs tonight. Hopefully they'll be able to win that, go up 3-0, and then get to the conference finals. So we're, fingers all crossed there. I guess. I didn't see. I guess the Warriors lost last night. I'm not sure. I didn't even.
It wasn't even. It wasn't close.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because I was
close.
Yeah. I was watching the beginning, and then it was like, okay, I didn't check into it. And then if you just want to look like, honestly, this crypto run, don't forget about Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin's leading everything here, but it's the dog that wags the tail there. And the last 7 days, it's pretty huge, right, for Bitcoin. It's 28% for Ethereum. Right, the last 7 days. 8% for XRP, which is nice. 14 for Solana. It's 14 for Doge. 13, 12.5 for Cardano. Like there's some good moves happening right now in this space, especially right here. Like Ethereum getting back to 2,300. Quite a nice move. We haven't seen this in a minute, so it's nice to get back up to this level. The last time we were here, I guess back in March. But it had a nice downward trend. Obviously, look, some buys, down here at 1.5, but it's a nice move back up. We still have ways to go to get back up here, and that was just February, right? So I think if you're looking at some of these moves, you could get back into this $2,800 mark, which would be pretty sweet, right? So there goes Ethereum. And even if you're looking at it for a 1 year mark, we're still a lot to go, back up to the upside. But what a great move there, 19% here. Over the day. So it's a great move there for Ethereum. And I mean, we're obviously going to be celebrating some of these crypto plays today. Mara is again, Mara is also not moving too much here in the pre-market. So most of these names, as we had mentioned, they're down today, despite what Bitcoin's doing. Actually, oh no, Bitcoin's going down now, 102.9. Oh. Yeah, great week, right? I mean, it's been a great week to trade. Hopefully this week, kicks it off with some more opportunities here today. So yeah, DraftKings, they didn't even have a great quarter, and they apparently
we were talking about. It was up like a couple of points, and their guidance was lower.
Yeah,
and
Darren and I were looking.
They missed. It's like the average revenue per user.
Thank you.
Was actually bad for them. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate the refill on the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. DraftKings was you know what though?
Miss on earnings per share, miss on forward guide.
Yeah, and yet they're up. But you know what?
When volume, 100,000 shares.
It's not a lot of volume, but when the market decides that you're going to react to a bad print is good, then I think you listen. Like DraftKings, we'll get to all of this, but I mean, we gained that 50. We're talking about like 37 trying to break out here today. It's ridiculously light volume. So that's the other problem. It is up 4%, but it's up on a really light volume. You need to see this carry through at the open. But yeah, if they're going to like bad news, and there's nothing wrong with just joining the parade, that really rinsed it. I think a lot of things did that really rinsed it from the highs and hadn't done much in terms of a gain from the bottom. Yeah, this one could go. I can see that going today, but it's weird because it was not a good report at all. But lots to cover today. There's a wealth of earnings names to get through today. I mean, Affirm was a big mover as well. Obviously, we'll talk about all the crypto ones related, but yeah, they were a big mover to the downside. Ooh.
All right, let's go. Oh no, CrowdStrike getting probed. I think is that what I just read there. Never good to get probed, but especially if you're a stock. No, it's to say U.S. probes role of CrowdStrike bosses. Yeah, so anyways, a little bit of a move down there as the mob bosses get looked at here for CrowdStrike. So, all right, let's go. Yeah, ETH did go to 4,200 at one point. I think it went to 4,800, Jennifer, if you look that up. Okay, let's go back over the desk. We should have Michael, I think, at one point today, but if not, that's okay.
So,
all right, let's go back over the desk and see what other stories are cooking up.
Yeah, a few other things moving around here as well. Lyft just had a bit of a red candle back to the downside there. It took out 1430 again, was a bit of a support level early on this morning. If you missed it, 750 million in a share buyback announced, along with decent Q1 results here, which had Uber, I noticed, also doing absolutely nothing this morning. So as we've been saying over the past couple of weeks, Uber's really I mean, I compared it to when you go and Google something, now you're Ubering to wherever. Lyft, though, a nice report.
Verb in the nouns, Brendo.
Yeah,
Verb in the nouns. No, seriously though, good look here for Lyft, guys. There was really not much to complain about at all. Really, the only thing that I saw was on this was a top line miss. Revenue 1.45 billion. The street was looking for 1.47, but they still grew 14% year over year. And look at this. Now they're getting into Europe, so they're looking to diversify. So they announced a $200 million acquisition of a company called Free Now, which is a German-based taxi app that obviously gets their foot into the European market. Not a bad look. And they're obviously pushing for more of a geographic presence as well. Brendo, they're buying back about $750 million worth of share. So nice to add back value to the shareholders' pocket.
Yeah, coming back in a little bit here, guys. 14 was resistance yesterday. 10% though already here for Lyft.
insert your puns here. Look, it's like I still prefer Uber, but you can't really deny that this is looking good. Like technician would tell you, reverse head and shoulders, and now you're sort of breaking out, and you're above the 200, you're above the 50. Volume says it's good, but when you pull it up, there's a 6-cent spread, and like 0 prints are actually going off when you pull this up. Like, here's what I mean. Like, it's not actually doing anything in the pre-market. Like, how long? Oh, there's the first print in a little bit, but even then, that was like 15 shares that just went off, and it's starting to give back a little bit. So I think you want to be a little bit patient with this one. I don't think this is a first order idea type of play, but I do know that I wanted them to be positive and gaining so that we could see if Uber can make a nice hold of that. I don't know if it gets down to that same 80 area that it was a good buy before, but holding the prior high here and then another run at the actual 52-week high, I think now becomes in play. I was more concerned if it was like really bad news on Lyft and Lyft was trading down, that Uber wouldn't look as good of a be energized long. But if we get the 80 today on Uber, I'm probably more likely to trade that than Lyft. And if we can finally break out that top that I thought was going to happen yesterday on Uber, we'll look there as well. Just prefer them to Lyft. That's all.
I mean, posted a Q1 1 cent per share, which is nice. So they've made money against a loss. So we always talk about like when a company, and I think Michael's even talked about this a little bit too. Sometimes when a company turns, profitable is when you start to look at, okay, what's the next bump up, right? Because,
Exactly.
and I don't know. I'll have to look up. I'm not sure if this is the first quarter Lyft has turned a profit, but 1 cent is nice. Plus the $750 million share buyback. Is nice. So again, you like when companies buy back. I mean, especially a company like Lyft, it's nice to see them supporting the stock. I mean, I'm not sure where their next growth sort of avenue would be. I don't know enough about Lyft as much as Uber. I know Uber has many different avenues of business, the Uber Eats aspect of it. Like when I was in London, the boats and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure exactly what Lyft is up to as far as that is concerned. But all I know is that the stock is looking mighty nice, man. I mean, now you're starting to finally turn up a little bit here on the 50-period moving average. So that's trying to turn into a little bit of a smiley face there. Looks like Lyft goes. And I would say, honestly, I mean, it seems like a little crazy, but if the market just keeps on sort of trucking along here, I think Lyft continues to work, especially today. This 15.50 looks pretty interesting to me. I do want to, I don't know if Michael's been watching the show or not over the last little while, but I always am interested to hear what he thinks about gold, because a couple weeks ago we were on here thinking about maybe gold for a turnaround, and it's just been really choppy up here right now. So my one request on a Friday would be to ask Michael what he thinks about GLD and gold at these levels, just because I'm not really seeing one way or the other. I mean, I think if we break this 316, obviously then Stone Cold will come in and say something, but that's a great long, obviously, on the break of that now, because it looks like we've based in and around here between 300 to 305. Forget about that one little dip day. So that looks like a solid base. So I would say that now once you sort of base out and take, then it's go time up to the upside there for gold. And I want to get heavier in this name. So, in this asset class. So if we can get moving on gold there. But anyways, Brendo, that would be my one request if you had a second to see what he thought about GLD or gold in general or the miners or anything like that.
Sure we do.
But I'm sure Michael comes with so much all the time. So I don't want to interrupt some of the things that they've been talking about.
He can handle it.
The more I talk, the less he does. So we got to get rid of me and go back over the desk. So let's go over and see what's going on.
Michael actually wants to talk about crypto, but yeah, I mean, he's listening, so let's bring him in and get his take on GLD, Mr. Noss. We've been over it a couple of times, but recently here, I mean, we're kind of holding up nicely, as Sean was just saying.
Yeah, and I think what Sean was talking about is I came on a couple weeks ago and I was talking about maybe a mean reversion type play, and but I'm going to agree with you, Sean, kind of 100%, is that if you're doing mean reversion, it should happen quickly, right? If you're trying to pick a top, you're trying to pick a bottom, you expect that to get hit and then, the reverse to happen quickly. The longer gold stays here, kind of the more bullish I get, because it means that A, nobody's aggressively selling, and B, if there are people selling, there's buyers coming in to meet it back up. So yeah, if we base, then that's why bull flags work, and I think we continue on. And I've been watching the Commitment of Traders report. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about that Monday. And they've actually been basically with the Commitment of Traders report, it shows us how many people are long or short any sort of future. And the speculators are actually shorting into this rally. And if they're not going to get paid pretty quickly and we're going to move higher, that could be another little short squeeze. So again, it still looks good, and it's a wicked trend for commodities. And when commodities trend, they really trend.
Interesting. Yeah, let's touch more on that. Always good to get data or the bigger story behind the scenes. But you brought some crypto charts here to talk about, including your one and only favorite.
I did not put Farcoin in there, but we can certainly talk about it. So yeah, the reason I'm talking about crypto today, I think, is obvious for anyone who wasn't in a coma yesterday. Massive breakout here from this base in Bitcoin and starting to challenge against all-time highs. So we're going to talk about one way that I'm looking at it, and one way that I'm looking at a lot of these different cryptos. Farcoin has already moved, and funny enough, I'm a holder of that. But first, why do we care, right? So this next chart is just showing the percentage move the last time we broke out of a base like this. And I talked about this all the time when it happened, is that crypto has this tendency of just chopping everyone up, churning people who are trying to actively trade it, having a really bad time, and then massive moves kind of out of nowhere, and then goes back into a range. It's just, if you can go back through the history of Bitcoin, we all remember the crazy runs, but then we forget the months or sometimes a year. I calculated out, it was like 150 days that since this last breakout that we haven't really moved. But the last breakout is 40%, you can see here. So if we're going to do that again, that puts us in the 150 kind of area if we start to get that. So it'll be interesting. Who knows? We have no idea what's going to happen, but we are starting to look like we could potentially break out. But the other thing I wanted to show you on this chart, if you go back, I'll just go back for one quick second, second chart there, but just shows that, yeah, it's last time. I remember I actually came on the show a couple times saying, I think we're going to break out this time, and then we didn't. So just be very careful with fake breakouts. Crypto does that a lot too, where it will bump up against, I remember it was that 75,000 area over and over and over again, and then never actually broke out. So again, be patient if you're trying to get a breakout, and actually wait for that breakout and that kind of momentum to come through. So next chart is just showing you again how I'm looking at these. And this is a play that I took from the last crypto cycle that happened, and I've got some examples for that as well. So you're taking an anchored VWAP and you're popping it on the all-time highs. I have a system for stats trading that we're doing this trend following in equities, and it seems to work just as well in crypto as well. You're looking for a break of that anchored VWAP. And why is that? I know you guys have had Brian Shannon on a whole bunch, but it's a good sentiment indicator. It just shows us that if you started to buy crypto at the worst possible time, in this case Bitcoin, if you were dollar costing averaging into Bitcoin and you started at the absolute top, well, around that kind of 90-something area, 90,000 area is when you broke that. Yeah, 90,000 even. When you broke that, that's when you started to make money finally in Bitcoin. So as those pop through, you can see they generally become kind of launching points. So the next example I have here is actually Dogecoin from the last cycle. You pop an anchored VWAP from all-time highs. Maybe it fakes you out the couple times it tried to break through, but my game plan when it comes to crypto is I'm going to take the trade. I'm going to treat it like a momentum trade. So if it doesn't work right away, I'm going to get out. And then eventually you break through Dogecoin and the thing just really, really pops. So you get a really good gain. So it's a way to capture that momentum and to stay out during these down cycles. So a couple of these, the reason I point out this anchored VWAP thing is if we look at the two that are the most interesting to me. So the next chart here is Solana. And I took this morning and you can see it's bopping its head right again. So if you put in anchored VWAP from that kind of 280, 300 candle, that was the all-time high that we've now hit twice on Solana. We've been under that ever since this, the whole Liberation Day tariff, everything like that, and we're starting to break through there as well. So the reason that Solana is important is because that's where all of your meme coins, right? We were joking about some of these meme coins before, but all of these meme coins are built on Solana. If Solana starts ripping again, if you're a meme coin holder, you would expect that these coins are going to start to move with it. So a break of this anchored VWAP, a good solid momentum thrust above it, a close below it. That's what we want to see to potentially get to and challenge all-time highs there. And last but not least is Ethereum. And I think the email I wrote to Brendan this morning, it was like, if Ethereum's moving, then we got to start talking about crypto. Because Ethereum, this has been the absolute dog of... It hasn't gotten anywhere near to all-time highs. It's been awful in crypto. This whole altcoin season that people have been hoping for over and over again hasn't come to pass. Now we're getting to that anchored VWAP, and that's sitting around 2,400-ish, give or take. So if we can clear that 2,400, then we could potentially challenge that all-time high, or that most recent high of 4,000-ish, which, percentage basis is really big, and then potentially all-time highs. But this is just the way I'm going to play it. So every crypto I evaluate now, there will be an anchored VWAP popped on the all-time highs. If we break through that, I'm going to be interested to get involved. If we start to break down below, then I'll look to get back out. And that's a very simple way to play this momentum type instrument. Is I know that, like we saw on the Dogecoin chart, if I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong small. And then eventually if I'm right, hopefully I'm right very big, and that covers all of those small losses.
We'll see if China progress this weekend, or potentially some progress with China, can help with this market as well. Great stuff as always, Michael Noss. Have a great weekend.
Talk to you guys on Monday.
Yeah, thank you very much, Michael. And, I'm not sure how quickly we'll get to that all-time high on Bitcoin, but it will, or at least to test it. But to his point, it's been a few months, at least a couple of months, when you're in each of these channels. And even, I think it was great that we made such a quick move out of the bottom of the channel there, that low test of the 75 area, the retest of the low. So I think, look, we're going to get to that high. That's how it works. We didn't even get a retest under that 92,000 level, so I want to favor the long side until we see the sellers emerge around that all-time high, which, for now, hasn't really happened. It's another gap up story, so I'm going to be looking at pullback into prior highs. I think you got 102 and 100 are going to be good support levels. Obviously, anywhere where we had resistance before, typically speaking, on a gap up, I'm going to like. So on Bitcoin, it's like, ooh, that's a dark pool wick. Ignore it. That didn't really happen. It didn't really just drop $1 on IBIT. That was just a dark pool wick.
Yeah.
So 57.8 here. That's 57.8 to 58. That's where I'll be looking on IBIT. So do like it.
Move the
and
video.
Continue that trend. But yeah, I don't necessarily think we're going to be gangbusters breaking out that all-time high soon. I could see us testing it over the weekend or next week or so without a break. That's very possible.
Yeah, and the other one you could do is Ethereum, right? So it's ETHE, the grayscale product. You could just basically watch this. I mean, the volume's not going to be as good as something on an IBIT, but yeah, this obviously breaking out as well. I like the fact that we're dropping those anchor VWAPs at the high and then seeing where we go. So that was a great look on Solana. Ethereum right now busting out as well. So let's wait to see if all of those altcoins can get going back up to the upside. But I think you want to always trade BTC, right? I'm just writing down DraftKings on my sticky note here. Oof. And now we're getting a nice little pop here again on DraftKings, up to $37 right now. So this name continues to go higher on a little bit of a strange one. It was over under 100,000 shares. We looked at it about 10 minutes ago. Now we're up to 150,000. So definite some interest coming in right here. We're going to go over the upgrades and downgrades, but I just want to show you Wolf right here is the biggest negative today. We really hit QBTS great yesterday. So maybe today Wolf speed, not that it's going to be a upside, maybe downside, but this name down 22% and looks like it's got that sell to it. And there's QBTS today. Again, yesterday we actually did really great. We got out, for some reason we got out, not for some reason, but we got out right there at the top yesterday. It's because it was a double top. So we just sat there for our last piece, now falling back in a little bit. I also think this could be a long today as well, QBTS. Just being because it's down 2% here doesn't really matter too much to me. So we'll wait to see if we can trade that and if that makes the sticky note. But all right, so without any further ado, I mean, some other important things to talk about, obviously, are upgrades and downgrades. So, you know, when available, I think we're going to go over to the screen with Adara.
More downgrades than upgrades today. Let's start here with the upgrades. We do have Boeing getting upgraded by UBS. We know that they had some positive remarks being made about them by the Trump administration yesterday, notably by Peter Navarro, the trade advisor, and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. Chenier also here getting an upgrade from TD Cowen. On the downgrade side of things, a couple of earnings names to start things off. Day 2 earnings play Peloton with a downgrade and $8 price target from Telsey Advisory Group. Pinterest, one of last night's biggest earning winners on a percentage basis, actually going to get downgrade from Monness, Crespi, and Hart. Then we've got Turtle Beach with a Craig Hallam downgrade. And last but not least, TD Cowen downgrading Hub Group. Interesting list here today, guys. Boeing especially. Back to you.
Yeah, I just saw Boeing on there as well. I was looking at those.
Yeah, Boeing's going to go.
Those mystery. We were missing the logos there. I was like, what's... all right, so there's Boeing right now, up 1%. Yeah, I mean, look at this stock. We talked about a run that Meta went on where it had 20 straight up days or something like that. You know, we talked about Boeing. I said this was going to be a China play. It looks like it's also a British play as well as we start to go back upside. And look at the level that we're taking out right now, man. This 190, like this has been a great level for a year. So you've had quite the year for Boeing, right? I mean, big move down, you know, followed by like, okay, we're okay. And then all of a sudden, no, we're not. You know, we're okay again, back to the 50. No, we're not. And then we're okay. And yes, we are. And then boom. And then no, we're not. And then all the way back up. And then no, we're not again, right back down to the lows, which we all saw that tariff day. But, you know, regardless, it has not been trending at all, except for right now. And this is just looking at a daily chart. I mean, sure, that's trending down. Now, are we at a top? We've seen many names like Uber, Disney, Starbucks, a whole bunch of names come up to levels where they've fallen off of, right? Even a Palantir, right, got to 124 again, fell off a little bit there. So we'll have to wait to see if the story remains a long here for Boeing. I think it does. I mean, I think the stories are fine. You know, when China does come back on board, and we have that talk this weekend, hopefully, I just think that they'll be like, okay, we'll buy some planes again. And I mean, Boeing looks like it wants to work, man, up 1% today. So, you know, if we're going to look at a trade for Boeing, I just think 190, this consolidation where we were yesterday, so 190 to 191. Now, I don't know if we get there, obviously, because of what this is happening right now. You're up $3, but I like that level. That's the biggest name for me on that board. So I'm going to try to go with Boeing today if it gets into 190.
Yeah, it's so strong, and it's the only one. If you're looking at upgrades and downgrades, like you saw Peloton on that list as well. And unfortunately for Peloton, the squeeze above 7 just isn't happening. They went the other way on earnings, and it looked really good. Because what I loved about that setup is if you actually could have taken out that high, I think there were some shorts in there when it little death cross before earnings. So I guess that will have to wait, any squeeze on Peloton. If you're looking in the other direction, I suppose you could just consider that like a short maybe into 680. But I wanted that to be a squeeze name. Boeing's super, super strong. I think once it takes 200, barring some kind of bad headline or maybe a negative trade talk headline, I think that sees 230 rather quickly after a 200 break.
I'll make that this morning. Ton of Fed speakers all day long, though. What are the futures looking like?
56.85, Brendo. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES June contract. So we're still below that 5,700, despite, again, like the overnight high, did breach 5,700, but we're currently below it. We're actually just a little bit above it, 5,703, but we'll wait to see what the opening bell looks like. Look, if we stay above 5,700 and use it as support, we're looking to that next level of resistance from yesterday's high, around 5,740. If we lose 5,700 at the open, we're going to look at that 56.25, Brendo. That's where we've been bouncing off.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you take a second, jump down to the description of this video. Our animations aren't working. In the description, top link will get you there to the sign-up page for the watch list. All you need is an email address, and you can have the watch list for absolutely nothing every single morning. Let's go. Coinbase, top of the list this morning after their earnings report. I was keeping an eye on a firm here as well. We'll get to that coming up in a second. Nice move, actually, right now. Trying to get back to the upside here for coin after a miss.
Not a bad, well, yeah, it's a bad report here, Brendo. EPS missed at $1.94. The street was looking for much higher than that, and it's down sharply from what they actually printed this time last year. So they put $1.94 earnings per share. Last time around, it was a $4.40 earnings per share revenue. Also missed, Brendo, $2.03 billion. The street was looking for 2.12, but again, silver lining, it's up markedly year over year from that 1.64 billion they printed last year. Transaction revenue, 1.26 billion, with subscription and services revenue now increasing here a little bit less than 700 million. The trading volume here dropped off, obviously, because crypto was not as high after that election pump that they got. So about a 17% drop quarter over quarter in trading volume. But April alone saw about $240 million in transaction revenue, showing solid Q1, post-Q1, I should say, momentum. The Q2 outlook, Brendo, we're talking about subscription and service guidance here, $600 to $680 million worth of subs, and the stablecoin revenue as well, expected to be offset by lower blockchain rewards, which reflects off, obviously, the recent crypto price weakness. I don't want to say that now. Obviously, we're back above 100,000.
As we just saw, yeah, 0.5% here. Give it a minute. We might be positive on the day here for coin. It's worth noting, Robinhood looks great here this morning as well, 2.2% already, guys.
And yeah,
Oh yeah, you know what? I didn't look at Robinhood this morning. There's a lot to get to. Coinbase all afternoon we're sort of looking for it to break out the top. Obviously, a little bit of disappointment for them. But you know what? You held the range, even with a little bit of disappointment. It didn't break down. And it had a really good chance to go green today. 210.5 is that breakout spot on coin. It's really diddling in the middle here. So, hey, look at that shot. That was like me and me. Just really diddling in the middle of that range. Like, I'd rather be pressing. This is maybe the best example of that. Like, whenever I see a flag like this, if I'm bullish in the space, like longs in here can be tricky. It's one thing when you start getting range bound, it's like you make a low, make a higher low, then you're just trend joining inside of a range. But until you actually see it happen, let's actually break out 210, half, 211 before looking for longs, or let it make some kind of a bottom. But I am, earnings aside, I'm favoring long in crypto names in a general sense. Like, I'm not thinking short today on Coinbase. Like, the short I'm thinking about was HIMS. Because it failed at 50 level, it had double top, and that's not related. So I'm going to look for the Coinbase long. I don't know if it has to travel too far to be a breakout at 930. I think that's a bit trappish. Like, it will have gone $7 from the lows at that point, which is a lot. So I think I'd rather look for some kind of a dip buy. Maybe it holds a nice double bottom here, because 203 looks really good as we speak, but maybe we don't get that dip. So I'll play it by ear in coin. If it breaks out early, then I'll have to try to join the trend in the opening range somewhere.
Okay, so yeah, same kind of thing here about Coinbase. I mean, it's a great move right now. We had talked about this barcoding when we came on air at 8:30, and was kind of like, okay, well, with crypto doing this, we were surprised. And I had mentioned that we had just fell into past support right there from yesterday. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a buy down here at 203, 204. The numbers have now been sort of digested, and it looks like the market wants to buy Coinbase. So I'm not going to fight that trend. That is for sure. I don't see any reason for this name to fall down. We had a very mixed release yesterday. We weren't sure if we could find the release. Adara was clicking on links, going to websites, and It took forever. And then when it finally came out, it was kind of just bouncing around. And we resisted, or we supported, I guess, down there at 2 bills. So, forget about all the numbers. You just heard them from Sharif. We went over those. I just think that if we're looking at support and resistance, then this has to be something right there at 203, right? So that's a great level for me for Coinbase. So anything down into 200s, low 2 bills, maybe even 204, I think is a buy right now. I don't think we'll take out the top today, but that wouldn't surprise me also if that does happen. I'm just not sure there's enough momentum on a Friday in this market right now. I mean, there easily could be. Let me just see what the short float is to see if it can be any juice behind this move. Other than what we thought. Yeah, 5% for a big market cap name isn't too bad, right? So that could get going. Only 207 million float. It won't do that much volume, but that's pretty good. So we'll see what winds up happening right here with Coinbase today. Their PE right now, 21. That seems pretty decent as well. So yeah, we're going to look at all of this, man. It's only it's not a $4 billion company. It's more than that. $47 billion company right now. 52 based on its previous close. So we'll go 50 billion right now. I like the stock. It's worth a lot of money, and I think it actually goes higher from here. So Coinbase, with the earnings behind them, I like a dip buy opportunity in this space. I'm a little nervous about the market today, but hey, it's up. Probably looking to dip by the TQs. And we're going to write the Qs on the sticky note. I'm just doing that right now. In and around 20,200 is a good dip opportunity, but we'll get to that in a couple minutes. So, all right, more earnings, man. I mean, there it is. Lyft, Pins, Affirm, and then mixed in there with some tech names. So let's get back over the desk because we're getting on in time here.
Yeah, back downside in comparison to Coinbase right now for Pinterest. Still 11.25% though, better than expected Q1 results right across the board for Pins. Not much really on the negative side here for this.
It's becoming a shopping app, Brendo, for Gen Z. That's what the CEO is calling it, which is actually an interesting shift here from just being a social media company. So that's the kind of the fundamental look. How did they do on earnings, though? Revenue easily beat $855 million versus that $847 the street was looking for. EPS as well. That kind of missed, though. A little bit of a miss here. 23 pennies earnings per share. The street wanted 26, but their EBITDA beat $172 million ahead of that 164 analysts were looking for, and their EBITDA margins continue to increase 20% versus that 19.4 we had prior to that. Monthly active users ahead of expectations, about 570. The street wanted 565, and their global average revenue per user, ARPU we call it here, $1.52. That was in line with expectations. Their guide is also good, guys. $960 to $980 million. They're guiding in revenue for the next quarter. That's above the midpoint here of 970, and that that basically says they expect a healthy ad demand to continue into Q2. Here's their regional breakdown. They're not doing as well as they should be in North America. So US and Canada, $663 million in revenue. That's down from the estimates of 664. But Europe's picking up the slack here, 147 million ahead of that 141 the street was looking for. And as I mentioned, some comments here coming from the executive team. The CFO, Julia Donnelly, said some Asia-based e-commerce advertisers are pulling back spend, likely due, Brendo, to the removal of the de minimis rule from May 2nd. And then basically saying here that Pinterest, not alone, like other companies like Meta and Google, are suffering from the same fate.
Monthly average users to the upside right across the board as well for Pinterest. So as you said, possibly different uses coming for this platform. I had no idea, but 31 guys trying to hold right now.
I don't know. This one doesn't feel like a chase right now. It needed to clear out 32. Anytime I see one of these stocks, and we obviously had the dump in April, and everyone can talk about Liberation Day, and some of those highs have been retested by many names, a lot in the tech space, and you've been breaking away from them. And then other names still have to contend with the selling in that range. Well, right now, Pins essentially just gapped up into that level, and how's it being treated? Well, it was holding really nicely until it recently broke, and it broke down as the market was breaking up. So, I mean, we just saw over there with Coinbase, crypto's going, and Coinbase was down, and now it's trending up. So that's what I like to see. That's what I don't like to see. I don't want this thing filling in the gap, and you're just trying to catch a bid because it happened to be a good report, and it was gapping up early. So Pins is a pass for me, and I think if it got down into the 50 period, which is Actually, it's underneath. It's like 29 and a half bucks. They probably would have to get down to like 29 to 29 and a half, and then I'd start thinking about catching a bit off that gap. Like you were either breaking out this top or nothing on pins for the long. So I'm going to sit that one out.
All right. Testing the wife back there. Okay, so yeah, for Lyft, that's one thing. I mean, we were also, sorry, for Pinterest, I was going to look at another name that, you know, we've seen get to the upside here a little bit as well. eBay has also had a nice move higher here. So another name, I don't know, Neil just talked about Pinterest, but I wanted to say this is also breaking out right now, eBay. So, you know, earnings are also behind this name. Looks like it does want to take this out. Watch out for eBay today at $72. I mean, this break long to me is about as good as it gets right now. We don't normally trade this name, but for a lighter name, and the volume is going to be really poor right now, 3.5, but look at the movement that this name could have for you. Yesterday was straight fire. Upside until eventually calming down a bit near the end, and now we'll open up, and I don't know where we're going to open, but right now it's looking like 70-50, sort of in and around where we close, hopefully a little bit higher. But yeah, I like that level there. If we do drop back into 70, I think that could be bought as well. But for right now, a little bit of a lack of volume there on eBay. So whether or not Pinterest wants to go or not that they're the same company, but you know, getting a little bit of this, I thought would have been eBay. But yeah, great report from Pinterest last night. Looks like it wants to, let's just see, go load. Should hold. But we had seen this yesterday. I forget, what was that name I said was going to come back into, ARM, into 114. So we always talk about when there's a gap play to VWAP. Well, VWAP is higher right now, and I'm not going to short this name, so then we got to look a little bit lower. So if we take a 50 period moving average right here, that's $30. I think we could actually get into $30. So if we do get into $30, that would be a trade for me to look for on Pinterest. So I don't want to chase earnings names. We could get back $1 here. So for me, $30 is a good level there for Pinterest, as well as a look at eBay.
Top ticks. Sharif and I were just talking about crypto, because I just saw on Sean's screen there, 103 just gets taken out for Bitcoin. Sharif and I were just talking about this bet between him and Joseph. Still time.
Yeah.
Still time.
There is.
Joseph.
He's pretending like he doesn't hear anything. I asked him yesterday, Brendan.
Nervous, maybe.
I told you what off camera. I asked him, May 25th, it's at 125. Are you happy or unhappy? He's like, I'm elated. Yeah, I mean, that's his whole position.
What if it's just like top ticks? Like,
that's all.
Yeah, like
that's
like 125 and 1 cent.
That's it,
and then goes right back down.
It's all over.
Yeah. Anyway, Lyft trying to get to day highs right now. If you missed it, we went over it a little bit just before 9 o'clock there, but 750 million in a buyback coming. Decent numbers here right across the board.
This is quite a good report here, Brendo. Looking to kind of close the gap between them and Uber. Let's talk about how they did. EPS of $0.01. But the street was looking for a loss of 8 pennies, so better than expected. Their revenue, $1.45 billion, that missed. That was really the only miss that I saw in the report. The street wanted 1.47. Net income continues to grow. The company is making money a lot quicker than Uber did. $2.57 million was what they made on the quarter. Compare that to last year on the quarter when they lost 31.5. So good look there. Free cash flow continues to increase well ahead of the street's expectations. $281 million they're holding. The street was looking for 136, so not bad there. Let's talk about their core business. Rides, 218 million rides, 16% increase year over year. Active riders, 24.2 million. That's an 11% bump year over year. And gross bookings, $4.16 billion ahead of expectations and a 13% increase year over year. And Brendo, 16 straight quarters of double-digit growth for gross bookings. So you can't really complain with that, and the guide doesn't look all that bad either.
Yeah, we're about to take out the highs here, guys. What do we do with Lyft?
The number I have written down on my iPad is $1 lower. It's a $15 stock. So, yeah, that's literally the question. Like, do you want to chase this move all the way up top? The short float's actually 10% on Lyft, so it's decent enough. And obviously, with this kind of move, this is exactly the kind of move you want to look for extension. It really did seem like we were trending back. We were trending back down. I thought we'd catch a little bit of a bid at 13.65. Now, I mentioned if Uber were to get to that 80 again, 78 and 80, anywhere there, we like to buy. With Lyft's report, I'm not sure we're going to get any kind of a chance of that. So I'm not going to move away. If you break out the highs, it'd be like a trend follow because I think it could easily squeeze. But I don't want to just throw out the levels because at 9:15 we're breaking out the top. You know, on the list today, like for sure, I want to be watching Bitcoin's in play. We'll talk about NVIDIA and big tech, and then I want to get the HIMs at some point. I do like them, and then this Palantir, I guess, falls into big tech as well. So Lyft, that's more of a back burner, and I don't see us getting to that 1365 anymore. And if we do, well, a lot of things have gone wrong at that point. So yeah, I'll strike that one. Not off the list because I never want to throw away a level, but now that you're $1 away, it would take a lot to get down there.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I don't know. I think you could fall into that level, but my level is also 1350. So if we can get into 1350 right there, if you're looking at again, if you go and use the 50-period moving average, you can look to go log around 14-ish or so right into here for Lyft. But yeah, it was again a good quarter. What I was saying also was that now that we've come across a profitability, you could now think about Lyft as starting to go. You know, a company that finally turns a profit. And like I said, I don't know, it's just a zero. It was -1 versus +1. So they just beat by 2 cents, I guess. So it is a good beat. But I like the fact that they're profitable, and that's a nice turn of events. Plus the $750 million buyback. I like the stock, and I think we can get it a little bit lower. But the 200 period right now on the 1 minute is at 14. So yeah, dip buy opportunities down there for $14 for Lyft. It's up and away, which is really nice. And then, you know, looking at Uber, we looked at this yesterday, and it hadn't had much movement at all. And if anything, it's turning around. And using that example, the same example that I've been using this whole time is like, once again, we come right up to that top right there for Uber that we saw in October, and that signaled the demise. I mean, obviously there's other things happening in the market, but Uber got up there again and turned around exactly at that level. I think we're in a little bit of a risk here if we break back down below $80 on Uber. So let's be careful with this one. I thought it would have been up a little bit more on this, but you know, they're a little bit of a different beast. Look how choppy Uber was yesterday. That's tough to trade for sure, unless you literally are at the bottoms and hoping not to get wicked out. So, or the tops. But trend, like, see, higher, lower, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So this looks perfect right there. They want to sell Uber for sure. So I'm going to be looking for a similar pattern to this. And if we can get anything like that, like that's pretty, you know, pretty definitive right now. And that brings us all the way into where we are right now. So this line right here, 82.7, 82.8, maybe you start to fade it around 83, but this is looking pretty good here for Uber on a downward, and I'm long the name, but it's a nice downward spiral. And it's not even spiral, but, you know, stair-stepping down there for Uber. So let's keep that there and see what winds up happening there. I'm a little bit more interested in that trade rather than Lyft.
All right, let's talk about big tech here. I just pulled up Google down 0.25%, not a lot, but coming back into some interesting levels here from the past couple of days, back below 154 for Google. DOJ telling them to basically sell their ad business as a part of this verdict. There's also another lawsuit coming out of Italy this morning on the same side of things, but shopping specifically, talking about monopolistic acts from Google in Italy specifically for shopping. So red here for Apple. There's a couple of different headlines. I mean, Apple's a little bit better, 0.5% to the upside. India in the news as well.
They are, Brendo. They're looking to strike a deal here with the United States. So let's talk about the, I mean, obviously not big tech specific, but, you know, big tech adjacent. So India in advanced talks, Brendo, with the U.S. for a trade agreement following that U.S.-UK deal we heard about yesterday. New Delhi has now offered to slash its average tariff differential with the U.S. down from 13%, guys, to under 4%, which is a potential 9-point drop, one of the largest global tariff reductions by a major economy. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here's what India's proposing. They're proposing zero duties on about 60% of tariff lines in phase 1. Then they'll give preferential access to about 90% of U.S. goods. The exemptions from Trump's current and upcoming tariffs include a pause on those 26% reciprocal tariffs that they slapped on the U.S. And India is seeking here to preserve, though, Brendo, after all this is said and done, that $45.5 billion trade deficit with the United States, with $129 billion total trade between the two countries in 2024. Now, here's the actual areas where they're looking to make concessions. So India wants preferential market access for these key export industries: gems, jewelry, leathers, textiles and apparel, plastic, chemicals and shrimp. Bananas, grapes, and oilseeds are what they're looking at getting from the United States. And here's what they're willing to give back. They're willing to ease the export rules on aircraft, luxury and electronic vehicles, medical devices, Brendo, telecom equipment, hydrocarbons, wines and whiskey, very important, and animal feed.
Shrimp?
Shrimp, Brendo. They got a lot of ocean access over
Very
there.
specific. Okay. We'll keep an eye out. NVIDIA as well. Keep in mind or remember, another China-specific version of the H20 going to come from NVIDIA, guys, to get back into that market. 118 here, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I just finished my banana. You picked up yours. Why not look
Tariffs on these, I better eat them ASAP.
Exactly. Look, any deal's a good deal for everybody because it just creates more certainty, right? So once you have a more certain environment, markets are going to like that. Big caps are going to like that. Apple. Look, for Apple, nothing this week has changed for Apple. If it can break out above 201 quarter, I think it's a long, and then it's just been a short at that 200 spot, or at least 200 into the 201 area has been a short. And yeah, we break out that top, still like that to the long side. You mentioned NVIDIA there. I'm going to keep it simple. Since we broke that 115, I want to favor long. You know, it's actually flat today. That said, TSM actually had some good numbers that they reported. But I think if you can fill that gap in all the way, then obviously you bounce off the 115. Yesterday it came close, but then didn't quite get there at the last minute. I think look for any kind of mean reversion in front of the 115 level on NVIDIA. But Apple's been pretty consistent, that 200 to 201 area. I don't want to get too far away from that either.
All right. Yeah, look, I wrote down, on this, which is now out, I have AMD written down here at 101. I mean, I like that level. I think if we could dip back into here, I'll take that. And again, against 100. So it's like started at 101, try it at 100, see what's going on there. That's going to be my play for AMD. For NVIDIA, it's exactly the same play, but it's 115. So yesterday, I mean, we're going to start it at 116, but we want to look at 115. So I wrote down NVIDIA. No, I wrote down 115 long. I'm actually bidding 115.50. Yeah. So I'm actually looking for even lower. So I might have made a mistake there. Maybe it is 116 for NVIDIA. I'm more confident on the AMD play, but because we're not going to talk too much about this is for the whole NASDAQ. This is, I had an order that popped in from yesterday. It was just a part fill, so I covered it. So that mark there has nothing to do with anything. I'm thinking about this low where we closed yesterday, $59. So I'm going to start the bidding rate here around 59.50 and watch to see if the NASDAQ can hold 59 yesterday's close. I just think that coming into today, we should be up. I mean, we're up right now. We're trending higher. You know, the NASDAQ overall above VWAP, above the 50-period moving average, looking to go long to close out the week. I mean, we've sort of mentioned to you guys, how well the NASDAQ's been trading. Forget about, this is just the NASDAQ. The TQs are just a triple levered, but you're bumping up against a 200-period moving average. What a great buy that was when it was here, we thought. Then it gave you another 20%. Do you know that the NASDAQ's in a bull market right now? The NASDAQ is up 20% from its lows. So right now we are in a bull market. That's 410. You're now at 490. So that's up more than 20% from its lows in a month. So bull market. So if we're in a bull market, we're going to go long. And we're thinking long, and the market seems to be agreeing with that move. So here we go. I'm already bidding the TQQs right now at 59.50, hoping to get that move down. So all good, man. It should be a good one, and we'll figure this all out. But yeah, so far so good here for 59.50.
Go Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla at 3
Tesla just broke that 290 level from like yesterday. You had like a double top up there. Well, actually a triple top because it made it in the afternoon as well. So a bit of a triple top, the breakout here at 290 on Tesla. Obviously that's in big tech as well. Remember 295? Just actually going to post this one out. Like look at this 295 level. It has yet to actually hold above this 200 period moving average since making this range. The challenge comes today. Now, obviously, if this gets through 295, you got to only be looking for the long, maybe even a 300 break. A 300 break is going to be like the most busy trade ever. Like there'll be so many shares on the offer, it'll take it in the blink of an eye. Your quotes will go all ham. All that good stuff happens at 300. But it is a Friday. That's the one thing you have to consider. I prefer, I would much prefer we broke 300 any other day except a Friday. It's that simple. The breakout trades to me aren't as good off major levels like that when you have options expiration.
You think it's going to get to 300?
No, I'm just talking about the level in general. Because
I know.
That's a breakout we've been waiting for, because if you look at that daily chart on Tesla, it's just been trying so badly to do this. The second it does, yeah, that's going to be a long that you want to take a shot on because it could absolutely fly. But on a Friday, I think you get there, you run into some obvious overhead resistance.
Name of the website. Affirm, downside right now, 6.5%, trying to roll over actually after their earnings last night. Comes down to the guidance, really. The overall report, not horrible, but this, I think, could have been a lot worse.
This is exactly accurate, Brendo. The actual report was really good. The guide, a little light. Let's talk about it. EPS of a penny. The street was looking for a loss of 3, so a beat there on revenue of $783 million, in line with the 783 expected by the street. Net income, though, this was the first positive net income they've had in years, guys. $2.8 million they printed. Compare that to last year on the quarter when they lost $144 million. Gross merchandise value also beat expectations, $8.6 billion. The street was looking for 8.2. That's a 36% bump year over year. Operating margins as well higher. But this is kind of where it all falls apart. Q4 revenue forecast, 815 to 845. The midpoint there is 830. That's below the street's expectations of 841, so a miss there. And I'm assuming that's why we're down 7%, because there's not lot else to talk about. Some good areas, though, some key business drivers that they have. Active consumers now 22 million. That's a 2 million bump year over year. Then they've got the Affirm card and the gross merchandise value being spent on the Affirm card up 115% year over year, with active card holders doubled. That's a major growth driver. 0% interest loans. And as I was telling Neil, this was a big surprise to me. So these 0% APRs, it's not like Affirm's borrowing at 0% and passing it to you, Brendo. The merchant is actually subsidizing that 0% APR instead of giving you a sale. So it all ends up balancing out. Not a bad look, though, because I wouldn't mind having the opportunity to finance something rather than have a discount initially.
Yeah, something like the shopping channel does the same thing. Yeah. We're testing 50, guys. Do we hold?
Well, if Tesla was riding the 200 period moving average underneath, Affirm's been doing the opposite of that. So go figure. Like I kind of feel like on a bad report, if you look at the daily chart here, you lose that 200 period today, you look short. The same way I feel like when Tesla finally gains it, you're looking for the long. That's sitting pretty much smack dab at that 50 level, at least for today. So it's been big time support. You've already bounced off it arguably a couple of times here, but if you close the opening range under 50, Affirm is a short. I mean, obviously favoring some longs today, looking at some of the big tech names out there that are looking really good. You saw Tesla go, but you can't ignore that. I think if you lose that $50, it's going to be favoring the short side of the trade. I'm not buying in front of that level, but yeah, you have to close the open range underneath, because there's another stock at 50 that I wanted to be playing, and that was HIMS, that double top on HIMS at 54.70 or so, and then a little bit of a rollover here. That's one. If it comes in, we get a shot at that 50 area. Don't mind taking a couple of shots at it, but if it starts breaking away, HIMS can squeeze. But yeah, that's the reversal short that I was more keen on today.
Yeah, we're coming in just a little bit here. I'm just going to go over the imbalances real quickly. We do have NVIDIA was a sell. I saw it on here, and it did just drip into 117. I don't know. It must be gone now. It wasn't huge. It's a couple 100,000 shares. It looks like this GNLN, that's nothing.
Penny stock.
QBTS, you know, what a huge... We had a 30% winner on this yesterday, man. We were long $8, and we got out near the top. So I think that we can look at this again as well. With less than or roughly 1 minute left before the bell goes right now. hopefully I'll be able to feel my hands because right now I really can't. So that would be something that would be nice to have happen. Bumble yesterday, we had some news on them. I'm not sure. There's your oops. I just saw TSLL, so let's just go over and see if TSLA, okay, so still holding that 290 area. But yeah, look, I mean, I'm still bidding. So I'm still bidding NVIDIA. I double checked it. I'm going to sit at 115 for now, especially with that move down. We just moved down $1 off 118. So let's just wait to see if that can get going. Did AMD do anything? I'm not sure. 30 seconds until U.S. market opens. AMD 101. Our good friend and my good friend, because yesterday this was a very good friend of mine, Palantir, flat on the day, which kind of bothers me because the NASDAQ is now up. So there he comes Adara right now. So good, we're almost ready to go with only now 10 seconds, watching out for Palantir off the open as well. But we could get the TQQs. So that's what I'm looking at first. 59.50 is coming in right now. So, all right, there it is. What's up, Brendo? 3, 2, and 1, let's go. All right, so now we are now open. So welcome to the hopefully not a clown show today, as we have the road show coming with the Fed Speak. So once that all happens, man, we'll be covering that. We have Adara in our ear as well. So you're in the right spot for now, waiting for some news. But all right, so the NASDAQ right now opened up. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to watch the chart just a little bit better. There's the move up now, breaking through 60. We said the NASDAQ today, good bull market. Let's see if it can hold some of these levels. I'm assuming also NVIDIA held, which it did, but this is all early days. And then let's just see what happens with Tesla. Yep, that was my next look, was just that Tesla right now starting to get excited to the upside. I think that was 294, right? Was that level that we had looked at there for Tesla trying to break. So I think it's the weekly high. Okay, we're already over. It's this level right there. So that goes all the way back, to May 4th or 5th there over the weekend. I don't know what day this was exactly, but there it is. 294 might be in play here for Tesla early.
Yeah, May the 4th be with everybody.
Oh, that's right. May the 4th was a Sunday, right?
Yeah, it ended up being on Sunday, which is a disappointment. But like Tesla super strong. I just looked over. Oh yeah, you had mentioned Palantir. Palantir dropping a little bit. 115 and 117 look like good spots on Palantir. Oh goodness, why is NVIDIA going?
Tesla is really going.
Tesla's going. NVIDIA is actually dropping down here. So that's looking weak, just like it did at the open. So open yesterday, it dropped. But it's going to cancel the 115 for now and see if there isn't something a little bit better. Well, Tesla's at 95.
Yep, it's ridiculous.
So about that 300, I guess we could see 300 right away.
Okay, I just tried, maybe. I tried to bid that, but we need a little bit of a dip down. So I just tried a Palantir at 118 and got out as fast as I got in. So a really quick move there. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you.
I don't know. You must be. You're not in shorts. I was gonna say you must be freezing. I know.
It
is freezing here too. Thank you for the reload. I asked for another coffee there because we're getting a little bit insane right now. Okay, DraftKings drops down, so we have that one right now. Long right now, DraftKings, the first trade. I don't know if it's going to be money. I'm not sure why I hit that. We're long DraftKings right now. See if we can get a little bit of a better bid here. Long at 36, which is as we wrote down. So right now, DraftKings, a nice little dip buy opportunity, fell right into our lap. Let's see if this market holds. There it is. So we get a nice little takeout there on DKNG. Next up, maybe Palantir, but it's making that move. 117.50 looks like we just bounced off of.
Yeah, it's making a heck of a move, but I'm staring down Apple because that also absolutely. Why is it still him? There we go. That's just smoking it through that 200 level. So I guess is today the day that we're breaking out that 201 quarter.
Ooh.
I mean, it could finally be happening here on Apple. Look, if it holds over $200. Like back under 200, I still think is a bit of a short, but this looks like it's going to be the long breakout. Bitcoin's doing absolutely nothing right now, but Mara is at least moving around here. That's spiking like crazy, and along with it, the other way, Coinbase is tanking. So like there's this weird Mara spiking higher, Coinbase going to the downside. Going to have to let things settle down. I wanted IBIT, and IBIT's doing absolutely nothing. Like Bitcoin hasn't moved at the open, so I got to let it make the first move and then just try to react to it. I'm not going to just, you could get in the long and give it like 10 cents. But for what? At this point, Bitcoin, a bit of a sleeper. Kind of crazy. HIMS broke that 50 right away, so doesn't look like it wants to do that fade. I wanted to see it rejecting that 50 level. I'll keep it up. If we get a curl trade, fair enough, but I'm not going to stand in front of it. I hate standing in front of a freight train and letting it run you over.
Yeah, we're able to pick a little bit back up there on Palantir. and get a little bit back out, man. We got some outs in the 30s right there off of. I just wanted to see if it was going to make a bottom. Now it looks like we might have an idea of 117.50. So again, like if that comes in, great for us. But I'm not 100% sure that this is the long that it was yesterday. I mean, hopefully it is with the market starting to bump back up again. DraftKings is at 36. We're going to wait for 35.50 if it breaks 35.50. Oh, we just got more on Palantir. Look at this, man. That's why I was asking you about three bills, man. I mean, here comes 300 right now. Like it will be there in just a matter of seconds.
It's such a trap.
And it is it a trap? I don't know, man. I think this name could run, but I mean, it seems like it. I don't think there's anything wrong.
It's like, how do you not take a 300 break?
Well, exactly. And I don't think there's anything wrong with how do you not maybe even go short when it gets up there. That was my initial thought was, why not take a 299 short, punch the, I'm not going short. I'm just thinking like, if you're going to think about a strategy here, you take a 299 short, punch out if it breaks 300 and possibly even get into that long. All right, so my other play here is DraftKings. I'm going to take another piece out here at 25. It's bounced off at 25 a couple times right now and started to do this as well. So we're going to watch out for 35.50. The two longs that I'm in right now have given me some kind of a bottom.
Holy
so
Tesla.
We'll figure that out right now if we can get in and out of this name. But Palantir is just doing its Palantir things. We're able to get something out there at 118 off of a reload, but obviously not enough. Let's see if we can continue to go a little bit higher here on PLTR and watch out for Tesla. I mean, I think that's a definite watch, right?
No, I mean, Tesla is a must-watch for that 300. Whether it was part of your plan or not, it's definitely something that you got to pay attention to. The other thing I wanted to look at here is this NVIDIA 118, it looks like. It's holding the line, 118 for a potential breakout here in NVIDIA. If we're not going to get the dip buy where we want it, and that was down at the 115 level, then I think playing a break at the 118 is going to be the play for me. And I don't know, like it's entirely possible Tesla's going to get there, and it's like a simultaneous type of thing. Whoops, I didn't want to punch in there. Okay, whatever, I'll just take 5 cents. I just accidentally punched in instead of setting that stop order. Make sure we get it in here. I want this breakout. We'll see what happens. I think 118 is going to go. And Tesla, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, which might be very, very quickly. It's at 299 on Tesla, but I also wanted NVIDIA long. So we'll see. I mean, Tesla's now at 98.6, 98.7 incoming. I'm taking the breakout on NVIDIA. This was just a keystroke error. I didn't want it. I wanted to take the break at 118. We just got in and out very, very quickly. It wasn't a loss or anything, but it wasn't the trade that I wanted, so we'll wait around for it. And Tesla, you know what? You could have actually just gone short on Tesla.
Or short Google.
That would have worked.
Yeah, well, I was talking about that a little bit, but I mean, it didn't get quite. I don't know how high. How high did it wind up getting there? I don't know.
98.9. Oh, sorry, 98.82 is the high.
Okay. Well, we said go short 299, but okay.
Well, that's 299.
Yeah, it's 299. That's what I'm saying. So if you did like that trade, so you might have heard me. I mean, it would have only been 50 cents. We'll see if it continues to go. All right, so you might have heard me say like this Palantir is probably no good. I think there's a lot of people running over to Tesla and leaving this name alone. I think it will be fine eventually, but we were able to get out. It's going to be a loss. There's no doubt about that right now, but Palantir, we're going to get out of it until the tides change on that because the market is straight fired in the booth upside right now. But we got some fire right now with Google. So Google came in, printing our levels. So we got 155. So I'm going to bid 154.75. See if we can get, there it is. See if we can get 25 cents quickly on that one. So, as it goes, it's going to be a nice play here. We only have about 1 unit. I mean, it is a little bit early for me. I actually wrote down that we wanted Google. It was my top play, 155 to 156. So again, that's kind of what I was waiting for, was that 155 to 156. It's great to have a 155 on right now, but there it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're making it back now on Google, baby. So Palantir, a small little ding on the account right there, but now Google just printed 154.60s. So we do wind up getting that, and we'll watch out for DraftKings. DraftKings now trying to go as well. So we're going to go 2 for 3 early if you want to cash out. That's fine. I'm going to get some more out on DraftKings right now. That's 50 cents in the money. And again, another sticky note name. We don't even have Palantir written on here, by the way, so what the hell am I doing even in it? But Google right there, 155 short, and DraftKings 36 long, and right there now 60 cents in the money, starting to print a little bit more on DKNG. So here we go. Can we get 65 cents right off the bump? And yes, we can. Nice move there, as quick as you like, Sharif. That's one of his sayings over there. So there it goes, man. 70 cents in the money, bang, right there for DraftKings. Now let's just wait to to see if Google has similar luck to it, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. So I just got NVIDIA 118.30. Load back up, load back up. I have to show you the black chart here, everybody. There we go. So we just got 30s on NVIDIA. It is trying to punch through this 118.5. That was a high from yesterday. So a little bit of a pullback happening. The other thing that just happened was Apple rejected the 200 level. So there it is. Oh, goodness. Look at that dip in Apple. Apple all the way at VWAP now. Yeah, I tried to grab it as it was coming right back through. So big rejection of that 200 level on Apple. Hopefully we get some kind of a bounce.
299.40, dude.
Hopefully we get some kind of a bounce and I can fade. But as you just said and we just heard in our ear, we just saw 299.5 on Tesla. Like it's breaking this. At this point, it's probably breaking this $300 level. So it might be a trap. I'll take it. You know, we'll give it like 50 pennies or so on that breakout trade. And if it goes right away, fantastic. If it doesn't work right away, it's probably dropping like $10 or, well, at least $5.
I mean, there's $1 on DraftKings. So DraftKings up to 137. It breaks through 137, gets to 137.05. And we take that fill right there. So that's a face slapper to start the day right there on DKNG. Nice move, man. I mean, I'm not just trading Mag 7. You know, I mean, we talked about that yesterday with QBTS. We're in it today with DraftKings. So there it goes, man, an earnings play. So we're in that one. And then, by the way, here we go again. A nice move downside right now for Google. So we just take that bid as it's down now at VWAP. So, hey, man, so far so good today. It's been a good day again. Like, the only thing was this, Palantir, but I'm happy to get out of this one, man. We identified that this was not working the way it was yesterday where we had bought the bottom and then it just ripped for us. So bye-bye Palantir. Hello, new trades, including, again, DraftKings. So just for DraftKings, I'm out of 70% of this because I think this is a decent move. Let me put some more offers there. So we just take another 37.03. Good trade. We can let this one cook, but I'm getting lighter and lighter on that trade. Now down to 25% of that. And Google, let's go Google. We still have 2/3 of this one as it's getting to the downside. I'm bidding 42s, and then we'll see if we can, what was that bottom? 43s, okay. And then we'll see if we can get the 200 period, which is 30s. So hopefully a little bit of a downside play there for Google. And then also I am punching long on Tesla. So yeah, so that's what we're doing, man. We're waiting for 3 bills, and I'll see it just pop in, you know, once it comes through.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It seems like it's almost an inevitability. Coinbase also just broke out. But NVIDIA just came out flat, so it didn't make that press to 118.5. Unfortunately, the 11 level I'm talking about is Coinbase. It just went. We might hold on to VWAP, but if we trend down, I'm waiting for the 115 on NVIDIA. Hopefully, we can get a break of that high. Look, Tesla's going to do any second now. Tesla's breaking this.
Is it? Okay, I better get over
Let's
there.
be real. So let's see what happens here on TSLA. It's going to be a biggie. For sure. I haven't seen what the size is on the level yet, but
it doesn't matter.
It does. Like I'm saying, it doesn't matter. It's probably going to be a few million shares or something really gigantic, but let's see what happens on it. The other thing, while I wait for that, is Coinbase is trying to hold above that high, so it's giving you a consolidation. If you consolidate here and take out that top, it just failed the 211 level. We do like some Coinbase to the long side, but Tesla. I mean, I feel like Tesla's going to resolve itself first. That'll be the next thing that happens here, almost 100%.
Yeah, so I'm, definitely aware and waiting for all of that. So I'm just gonna, Google. We just got our 42 print as we talked about that. So let's just watch Tesla together because I'm gonna get involved. We also got another great fill on DraftKings, man. DraftKings is now $1.25 now in the money for DKNG as we just celebrate that. Thank you, Joseph, for hitting the bang about 1,000 times. That was kind of cool. So here we go, man. Nice little downside play for Google and for Tesla upside. There's Google. We now have $2 in the money in these two trades, right? I mean, it's $1.30 in DraftKings and Google 70 cents at that bottom. What am I bidding on Google? I'm not bidding anything right now, okay, because we just got filled. So I'll put another bid here in the 30s, then we'll wait in the teens and see if we can get something. But let's go over to Tesla because it's going right now, TSLA. So watch out now. I'm going long through 300. It probably will fail. Just telling you what I think is going to happen. And if it does,
It's either going to be gigantic right away, or it's going to be.
I think it could go $1 then fail. Like I just think that there's always a pullback is sort of what I was getting at. Not that I think it's going to be a failed trade. Just see, like even right now, right?
Oh,
I mean,
look at
the futures right now. The futures are absolutely tank city, and your boy is right now going nuts on Google. I mean, look what we wrote down. We wrote down DraftKings 36. That's $1 in the money. We wrote down Google 155. That's $1 in the money, or 70 cents in the money, 80 cents in the money. How much lower can we go right now for the market? And this is just meaning that Tesla, there's DraftKings, by the way, good out for us now. We only have about 15% or so left. This Tesla, where are we dip buying is, I guess, the question, because it's giving us that move right now, 298 maybe, trying to hold that little dip buy. We've already had 297 right now. Feds Goolsby next on deck. You, Feds Goolsby, are the man of the hour. Let's see what he has planned right now. Looks like 297 coming into play here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tesla's not going to go anytime soon. But we did take a shot at that, I guess, breakout on Coinbase, but it is holding that 210 level. But I don't like that rejection. Like, it's too much of a rejection of that high. It got all the way to 213 from like a 211.5, and now you're absolutely losing it. HIMS is back at the $50 level, so we're taking a shot at that one. And my eyes are not going to go too far away from Tesla at this point. I just feel like at any moment, like I don't want it spiking up, and then you'll see the fill just sort of come right in. It's going to move very, very quickly. But HIMS back underneath that 50. Obviously, there's a big turn going on in that name. And I got to respect, whoops. Let me just cancel that order. I don't want to leave that missed order out there on Apple. If Apple gets back to 200, it probably means it's breaking out at that point.
So I went long.
So, Tesla?
Yeah, so I'm long Tesla. We're already in the money $1. So there it is, man. $1 on Tesla right now, $1 on Google, $1 on DraftKings, and here comes Tesla right now. So we're already long. We don't have too much to worry about right here. If it does break it, it breaks it. I'm getting some pieces out now at this level. So there it is. Like, we'll make $1.50 the other damn way. That's a hot dog trade right there. We told you we're going over to Tesla, looking for some dip buy opportunities, and there it is right now. Man, are we cruising right now? And you've got HIMS. That's going to be a really active stock as well. Let's get some more out right now at $299.70. That's $2, Joe, right there on Tesla. So let's now see if we can get through this 300 level. I'm adding to this trade, so I might as well get a little bit out now, as we've been doing on this move higher, just in case we do fail one more time. I mean, we want to reward ourselves a little bit, but so far so good there. We just messed up on Palantir, but we're fine. We're really fine now. Let's just wait to see what winds up happening there. And we did exit out of some DraftKings, so looks like a good out there, at least for now, on Tesla. You know, if it moves and we get hit on this, fine. We've already taken out half of that trade up there in the mid 299s. So far so good here. If this breaks 297, we're out. And then we'll just be like, okay, we tried. I think that was a good one, right? I mean, you can't win without trying. So, but also sitting on your hands and waiting for that 300. That's initially what the plan was.
Well, the 95 was the level I like for a dip because that was the prior high.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Bitcoin. Wow. Missing a little date. Bitcoin just took out the high of the day, where my VWAP's going to be off by a little bit. It's a little early for that chart problem. 58.7 it looks like. I don't want to sit here thinking that I'm just going to punch any highs. We played dip buys almost exclusively on IBIT yesterday, and I think that's what I want to stick with here on IBIT. So still could have a little bit of a Tesla breakout. We're in at the 50 level on HIMS. It's pretty much at 50 as well. And Apple's still holding down these lows. Obviously, I want it to come back up, maybe retest the 20 level, see if we can't pick up the short where we got it before. Like, that's the idea, was to be shorting it off the 200 level, you know, not necessarily 199 down there at the volume weighted average price. So still tracking Tesla. I do prefer, like, I like prior high at 95 and VWAP if we can get it. I haven't canceled my order. I'm still looking to take the short here. The long here if we do make the breakout, but 95 is going to be the level that I'm waiting out for on that dip buy on Tesla. NVIDIA was the other name we liked to the long side. It's still putting in lower highs and higher lows and a bit of a wedge pattern. So either it breaks the wedge to the upside or I wait for it to make some kind of a distinct move. And I see everyone talking about Mara. Mara is going absolutely ham. 8% on Mara.
Up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was 8% up. It was down on earnings. Well, it's up now. But I want BTC for my dip buy. That's going to be the one for me. It's what we traded yesterday actively, so I want to stick with Bitcoin here. Someone saying Tesla's going back to 290. Well, probably not. It's not going without testing 300 first, one way or another. It's at 299.5 again.
All right, man. Yeah, we're right back into it right now. There goes Tesla. Good out for us right there, $2. It's starting to go now. Here comes $299.60. And by the way, Google, we've already taken some out there. This was the #1 talk on the sticky note right up. That's not today's sticky note. Where's today's sticky note? There it is right there. Anyways, it's gone. There it is right there. Google 155.56 right there. 155 short. There's the 155. There's the 155. There's the short. There's 154. So that's $1 and trying to go. But here goes Tesla. So we're already in the money now, $2 on Tesla, and we've been getting out. I'm going to get another piece right now in the 80s if we can for Tesla. We may get a fade. We may not. But here it goes, trying to break through 300. Let's hope that is what happens right now. I'm going to punch out a little bit there. We offered 60s. I don't even need to be doing this, to be honest with you. We don't even have that many shares left on Tesla, but we'll get it out just in case it does not break. Put the money in our pocket. We have about a third left on this trade. That's it. So hopefully it will continue to go up, and if it doesn't, we have our out there. Well, let's let it ride, as we say.
Every time I get the hands on the keys for the Tesla break, it pulls back.
Oh.
Well, my hands are freezing, but every single time I'm like, okay, let's focus. It's about to make that breakout. I go over to it, and then nothing happens. There it goes again. He just went to the $0.50 again. HIMS just pulled back under VWAP. I'm shorting the lower highs on HIMS and then covering underneath the volume weighted average price is the plan of action on HIMS and hers. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, you look at this, look at that. When Tesla breaks, it's going to be the front of the story. QBTS, which was a huge runner and a great winner yesterday, is tracking towards that top. So a double top at 1080, it's just pulled back now, and it's on trend going into that level. So there's a heck of a lot going on here, and it's not just Tesla and Palantir and Apples and all those good things. You are seeing QBTS continue its big run from yesterday's trade.
Yeah, Joe likes that DraftKings pop over there. We're long 36. I mean, we got some out there at 37, 20s, and we just got another out right there. So it did come back in. We're just getting out of small. My focus is really all just on Tesla, but we just noticed that we were back to VWAP. So we were only holding 15%, and we talked about that when it went to the high side. So now we're only in 10% left of our DraftKings waiting for that one. We have been getting out. Yeah, Tesla's going to go right now. So we just got another piece out. There's our 90 out. So here goes Tesla, man. We are going to punch into this. We'll probably give some back, right? I mean, we'll wait to see what happens here. There it is. So now we are long. No, we are not. I missed that. So there goes Tesla. I'll buy up a little bit now, but I did miss the initial break long there. Good job. Neil got 20s there, so that's going to be a good one. We're going to average into this and see where we can go on that. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure my Tesla broke higher there. So all right, here it goes, Tesla. Let's wait to see. We're now in that position as it does fade back out a little bit. You got 20s. I crossed 25 and missed it, but here comes Tesla right now, back through 3 bills, and let's see if it does hold it. We're long TSLA.
Yeah, Tesla, an absolute rocket ship right now, but it's losing that 299. Sorry, it's losing that 300 area. It got to 70. No, check that. It got to 84. I got 77. It was the best fill up there, but it got to 384. So the first dollar, it doesn't seem to want to take yet. The scaling, well, you see the size of the move. The scaling's not going to be the best on this chart today, but Tesla holding the trend line to the upside. And I think about kind of looking at this, I don't have my drawing tool up, like this is your steep upward trend from the pullback. If you lose that, like you're under 299.5 right now, and I still like 295 a little bit better. So if we lose that, I'm buying the dips into 295 and then just going somewhere else. So that's what just happened. I was able to get a bunch of fills there in front of the first dollar, but that to me has to fly right away when you're chasing a $10 move. So it didn't. Oh, by the way, HIMS did pull back in. I was able to get like 49.5 on that one. So it did give like that 1% move down, but it hasn't done too much more than that yet. I still like the short in HIMS, but I'm willing to jump out of Tesla if it breaks trend, get 95, or if it breaks a second time up at the 300, just keep on taking it on the 300 break until we get something bigger than the like 70, 80 cents it just moved.
All right, so we have multiple dollar clubs. You want to do it for Google because there's a dollar for Google right now, as we just got a 154 print. And we can also do it for DraftKings. There's a dollar on DraftKings as well. But yeah, right now, we're still just going to wait for this Tesla, man. I mean, we're now down about 70 cents on this trade, just waiting to see what happens. I mean, we've already taken profit, and that's why we did that. We basically got flat. We took $2 there. We're just going to wait to see if it breaks 297. I mean, VWAP is 296.50, so I think that kind of a break, and we'll step out of Tesla. But for right now, this is par for the course, man. We were expecting this move. So here it comes right back in. That's why we're not really panicking too much, but we are going to wait for 296.50 to wind up breaking, and then we'll get out of Tesla, because honestly, man, like we just reloaded that there at, not reloaded, we averaged in to it at 299. So now our average price is 299.97. So right now we're out of Tesla. We're out Tesla about $1, give or take. I mean, you could blink and this thing's right back upside. So here it goes right now. So let's wait to see. There it is, a nice little reload for Tesla. Let's see if we can get upside now. You know, $300.50 maybe. It can get me to sell some of my shares at. So here it comes right now. Let's go Tesla. Nice little dip buy opportunity. We're back to flat now on that, but it doesn't mean it's going to go. But let's see if it does now. Take that next level through 3 bills, baby. There it goes. Yeah, let's go, man. The hands of diamond might not be the right play, but there it goes. It's going to the upside right now. Let's go, Joe. Joe likes it. Now we're getting up to the upside. There it goes, man. Tesla, that's what we're talking about, man. Staying with that trend. There goes Tesla again, but we're still not getting too many highs, man. So hopefully we can get up there. We did not get our $300.50. We got $300.30. So we took a 40-cent winner, wow, on Tesla. Can you believe that? Let's wait to see what winds up happening. We already took $2 once. Let's see if we could take multiples of that right now as Tesla's starting to go. So is DraftKings, man. DraftKings is really starting to go as well. Although we don't have too much left of that, we might as well clear this out now as we get going on DraftKings. And oh boy, Neil, bang, there it is, man. It's that trade that we all wanted to take. It is Tesla. Nice upside, man. Just got our 50 print. So let's see if we can get going just a little bit more now on TSLA as we step up and in on this name. So there goes Tesla. Let's just keep on flying, man. $1 now on TSLA on shares. Trust me when we're telling you that. So there goes Tesla. Nice move there through 3 bills and ripping. It's Tesla, and it is a good one.
Yeah, it just got to 301 actually. Yeah. Just now. I retook it back through the 300 level. We said we'll take multiple cracks at this one, and it is back through that 300, so we're back into the long. I want to make sure we get over to NVIDIA here, because NVIDIA still challenging. We did have that long. It's a flat trade for us because we were able to get some out for wins a couple of times, but we're trending down on NVIDIA, and it needs to break this trend. So unfortunately, nothing yet, but I want to see a trend break on NVIDIA, and then we're going to join into that long trade.
Oh boy.
Apple as well going to be in play for us for the short if it gets back to that $200 level. But right now, Tesla, it's Tesla's party, and it's just trying to get past that 301. It's a squeeze play, everybody. Anybody that was short, anybody that was short this thing on the death cross, anybody that was short in front of 290, this is Liberation Day, I suppose, for them. Yeah, going to be pretty nasty when Tesla gets to 305 for a lot of those short trades. Oh, Bitcoin, by the way, Bitcoin still hasn't pulled back. It's like Bitcoin is holding these highs. You're at 103.6. I'm buying the next available dip on IBIT, and then we're just going to be in.
I mean, I didn't think we could do any better than we have done the last couple of days. And then all of a sudden today happened. So I don't, I have to talk, we have to be somewhat humble, but we also have to tell you about the wins and the trades that we have on board. I mean, this DraftKings trade is now $1.50 in the money. This Google trade is $1 in the money short. This Tesla trade is now, we've now taken out of this trade like $6, $7. Like we were long down here at 297, 298, right? And now we reloaded it, and now it is absolutely ripping. So right there, daily goal met, correct? But we did lose on Palantir, so we'll have to wait to see if that one can get going. And we just heard that Palantir was also trying to break out a little bit as well. So there goes Palantir trying to get going. But oh boy, man, oh boy, this is the real winner here today is Tesla. We waited for it. We traded, I think I traded it pretty perfect. Like long there, long on the break. I'm taking that all day. Then long on the reload. Oh, geez, man. Now we are starting to go. Like, this is what trading's all about, man. Just keep this going. Let's go Tesla on shares. Like, when we're putting on shares, we're putting on shares. There goes Tesla. Let's go, man. 304 right now. You can hear the boys behind us are getting excited, and for good reason. Also, my boy Joey Money over there hops on Mini-Me. I'm calling this guy Mini-Me. Hops on the bandwagon here with DraftKings as well. So good trade there, Joey Money. Good trade, Neil. I'm glad you got that as well. Let's hope that NVIDIA can follow. But, oh, boy, we having one today on Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla just did a nice topping tail. Look, we took it multiple times. We'll be in Tesla all day, I think, the way it's trending. But I remember the last time this happened. At the end of the day, we're chasing a $15 move here. So I'm taking it step by step. And the next step was going to be anywhere in front of that 304. So go out to the daily chart. Right in here, there's your 304. That's the most local high. And then the next available dip that we can get. If it's 300, great. If it's 301, great. The other thing that happened there, of course, was NVIDIA did break the trend line. So there's the break of the trend line. I'm giving it to the prior bar low. It's only 117.5. But I feel like if the market's going to go screaming, then I want NVIDIA to participate. Apple, we'll see about Apple. But at this point, like, I don't know if I need to rush into that Apple short. It is pressing to that $200 level on Apple. I am looking for the continuation short on Apple, but we'll be very patient with it. I want to get the next available dip here on Tesla, hopefully back into this prior high 301. Let's go to Adara. It's already 10 o'clock. What's happening now?
What's happening is obviously quite a lot of excitement. I don't think anything I can say in this segment is going to overpower the wonder of seeing Tesla break that $300 level. But we'll do what we can here. S&P 500 relatively flat. NASDAQ also up about 0.5%. NASDAQ looking slightly better here. Tons of Fed comments, though not as many as you might expect. During the day, we're only getting 4 Fed speakers. And one of them is starting right now, Fed's Goolsbee. However, 1 p.m., we're getting comments from a press briefing from White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. And then 4 p.m. after the close, Trump signing even more executive orders than 3 more Fed speakers after the close. So a lot of this action is actually going to be happening not during market hours. Regardless, Fed Kugler commenting this morning that Q1 data apparently showing some front loading ahead of the tariffs, and there could be a slowdown in the economy on the near term. Here's Cloudflare, NET. We've talked about a lot of these earnings plays. I want to talk about some we haven't discussed as much. Cloudflare, numbers more or less flat, pretty close to estimates on both EPS and sales. And then their guidance also pretty much in line with estimates. So in line, pretty much summarizing these earnings for Cloudflare. Then we have Boeing trying to stay positive here. Pretty blue skies here for BA after getting some positive commentary about the company from the Trump administration, notably Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and Trade Advisor Peter Navarro. We also have Coinbase, Mara, CleanSpark on watch. Bitcoin, a lot of these crypto names giving some back, but these names also reported earnings, so they're on watch here too. Coinbase actually trying to push higher after a pretty weak initial earnings reaction. Let's send you back to the guys in that Tesla 300.
Yeah, when you meant 300, that was a great break, of course. But now, Neil, it's at 304. So there goes Tesla, man. The money machine is not stopping right now. Print, baby, print right now on Tesla. I'm just taking more out here at 304 and then just going to hold. I still have more than half of this position still on. So, I mean, this is what, like, once you get that confidence, and especially coming off of what was yesterday where we were 5 for 5, and then coming through today, and we're going to be hot fire again today, including like this Palantir was the one that we dropped out. And I feel real good about not taking a big L on this one. But there it is, man. You mentioned that 305 area. So, wow, there goes. I don't even know. Let's just do this. I don't know what to do. Congratulations to everybody that's out there right now, man. Tesla is on one. Congratulations to DraftKings traders as well. DraftKings is on one there today now. But wow, man, 304, 305. I'll just take out another piece there at 50s. And then now let's just see what happens at 305. Tesla is gone. There's no point in me really doing anything anymore. We've already taken out a huge trade. This will be P&L 1. It's absolutely Rip City right now for Tesla. It's going hard right now, and we're still in this name. More than half. We've just been getting a little bit out, so I'd say we have about 45% left. But there goes Tesla, man, to the moon. And I mean, we could just talk about other names if you want to. I'm only in 3 of them right now. DraftKings, as it was written on the list, 306. Google, as it was written on the list, 155. The TQs were not in that. That was 59.50 we wrote down long. That got pretty close down to 60, but we're not in that. And there's Tesla bouncing a little bit off. So we got some outs. I'm gonna take another piece right now at fours. Our best out looks like 04.50. And here we go. Let's just break 05, and then we'll go from there. I don't know. Hopefully your NVIDIA and HIMS is working, but this Tesla is
They're both in the money. I missed by about 3
ridiculous.
cents on I was muted for a sneeze, sorry. I missed by about 30 cents on that dip buy, and Tesla's flying that way. It was coming right back in and was gonna go long off the 01 level. Let me just quickly go over, where's my bid on HIMS? 49. Okay, that's starting to come back in. I did miss a bit of a reload opportunity at HIMS above VWAP, but I'm gonna try and respect the support that's been on the stock at the 49 level. It gets down there. The market's absolutely flying to the upside. It's trying to break out the highs right now, being dragged by Tesla, being dragged by actually Apple as well, trying to go topside. So if we bounce off 49, I want to make sure we take that out. HIMS is a name that can definitely go squeezing on us for sure. Bitcoin is pulling back into VWAP. So Bitcoin got to about 103.6, not quite 104, but first shot at the volume weighted average price incoming for BTC. That was actually front of the plan. Tesla wasn't until it was breaking 300, but Bitcoin in front of VWAP is going to be one. We're going to buy that dip and continue in the trend, and I'm still going to take the next available dip in Tesla. I just missed it by 30 cents.
All right, guys, what do you want to talk about? We're now $6 in on a position here, so that's a couple times now we've been speechless over the last couple days. But this is what trading is, right? I mean, you got to have these plays on board. You got to look for them. So we did that, and now we are in those names. All right, so I'm just going to go back over the work here. So DraftKings 36 long, we have that one. Let's look at something else. Let's see what's going on with the firm. Now that DraftKings is sort of pulling back a little bit, let me just exit one more piece now. We'll punch out there a little bit, and then we have a very, very small piece left of that. Tesla is having a little bit of a problem, maybe at 305. All right, I'll get out of another piece now at 84. All right, we just took another piece out. There's so much volume now, you just hit offer enter and you get your price. So that's what's happening on Tesla. The other names that we want to look at, you just talked about Bitcoin a little bit. Let's have a quick look at IBIT. Now $58. Wow, I mean, I'm long this name at like 31 or $2 or something like that on IBIT. Basically when it IPO'd, when it came out. So we can find out what that price is. Yeah, so might even be better than that. Yeah, I think it is. Is it 21? I don't know. We're long IBIT really early because I switched over some of my coins into IBIT. Wow. I mean, guys, I don't even know. I might have to go for a walk here. Tesla is just absolutely moonwalking right now to that upside. Now $6, just took out 306 right now, Joseph. This is a banger 100p right now, man. I mean, life is good. That's for sure. But when you got this trade on, it makes things feel just that much better. What's up, KK and everybody there in the chat, man? I hope you guys are printing today. This is, again, like I said, yesterday was a monster day because of Palantir. And today it's like, oh boy, Neil, there it goes again. Man, now we're $7 right now on this one, man. The chef is cooking. Chef Curry might not be playing for the Warriors, but I'm playing for you guys right now. And there it goes, man. 307s right now on Tesla. And remember, when this broke lower, we don't have any outs down here, man. I was like, it's calm and cool as a pickle when we said that we're getting stopped out if it breaks 297. That stop is still in there. So obviously, we don't need to worry about that right now, as there it goes, right? I mean, when you're going to hold something, again, long 299, 299.50, 300, $3, it's nice to get 7. So there it is, man. It's a nice move now to the upside. Let's just keep on going, man. Best trading week of your career, COPC. Congratulations, man. And I'm just glad that you have found us. I mean, for me, that's what it's all about. Because, hey, man, we're doing this every day. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let's just keep on making highs here on Tesla. And there it goes, man, 307. Okay, I'll put another offer. I mean, every dollar up, let's just get some more out here. It just bounced down 50 cents off 307. But I mean, I can't believe like a reload on that is 50 cents. But here it goes, man. Maybe 307 is the top.
There's nothing on the daily that suggests anything after the 304 level. I mean, look, you can look at these all you want. It's just after the 304 level, there's 310, and then there's like 325. So that's pretty much it. IBIT for now cannot seem to break through the high of the day. So we got VWAP. That's great. Step one, bounce off VWAP. We're happy about it. But we go back into the high. We can't break 103.7, unfortunately, on IBIT. So right now it's holding trend. I like that. I'm going to continue with the long. HIMS is still in the money, so really don't care about that one at this particular point. It's NVIDIA that's not going. Like Tesla gone, IBIT's on trend. NVIDIA broke the trend line and cannot seem to get off VWAP. So like at this point, I'm not going to add to this position. I'm not offering until we get to the 118 level and do something. But if we break down under VWAP, I'm getting out of this thing. I don't know why it's so weak, relatively speaking, but it is. Bitcoin strong, Tesla strong. Apple's still doing the same thing it was before. Lower highs, higher lows. I still think Apple's a breakout at 201. So if we get that 201 quarter, I still want to be going into the breakout long on Apple, but it's starting to run out of steam a little bit. And shout out to Tariff Trump Slump, the TTS. D-Wave hopefully ramps above 12. Lots of great trading. Traders keep trading. D-Wave, we were mentioning that one was holding that trend line really nicely on QBTS. Let's see if it's, oh my goodness, yeah, it absolutely held that like a rock. So it's through yesterday's highs, but it's not through the triple top on the daily chart. That doesn't happen until $12 and change. But D-Wave, if anything can, I guess it would be this. And remember, they're the ones that had the earnings. Like I know there's like Rigetti and I forget the other one off the top of my head. But these guys had the earnings, they had the big numbers. That's why you want to follow the QBTS wave if you're in those names. Maybe time.
Yeah, maybe IonQ maybe is what you're looking for. Yeah,
that's the one. It was IonQ is the one that I was thinking about. They also reported.
Yeah.
But what I have to respect, hey, we got our reload off the lower high trend on HIMS, but it's starting to hold the volume weighted average price. So at this point, with the market trying to break highs, if it breaks above VWAP here, I'm just going to jump out of it. I still want that low of the day. But the only short that I was looking at that wasn't Apple was this. And it's got a nice range, but it's not extending through like you'd expect HIMS to.
Yeah, we're watching this. Tesla is pulling back a little bit. We just took so many outs, though, at 306, that once it broke 305, we take another piece out again. So just looking back, I think I still have about a quarter of the positions that we had in this initially. So yeah, I mean, it is falling down. Not every trade is going to continuously move higher. So if we're going to take some out every dollar on the way up, then we should also probably do that on the way down so we don't get caught like, with whatever in our hands. So hopefully that doesn't continue to trend this way, but I'm taking out another piece right there right now at 304 and we just got filled on it. So it's still $5 in the money, but we did pull off of that 306. And so just looking at this trade again, downside, right? If we break back down through 300, I still have that 299 set up. 297 as of now, but I don't want this to go red.
Bye-bye Apple.
Bye-bye Apple? Yeah, it's bye-bye Google too. Google's still $1 in the money, and that's even trying to go lower. But yeah, 299, 300 break, 299.50. If we break that, and I know that's going to be my out, 299.50 of what we have left. I do now have 20% left. So it's easy to calculate. So maybe you can guess how many shares I had. But so far, so good. You see the background happening right there. We do have Studio 8 right now being worked on. So as you can see, the brains of the operation there behind us. What's up, Juan, Mark, everybody else right there. There it is. Studio 8 coming into play there. And what that is, if you didn't know, well, welcome to the club. It's just a big renovation. There we go right there. Hey, Michael, how's it going, Michael? Good to see you, Michael. Hi, Michael.
Juan in the house.
There's Michael. He doesn't know Devon. Hi, Michael. Hi, Juan. Okay, Juan understands the game. Hey, Juan, how's it going, guys? We're just talking about the renovation. So we're very, very excited. Hey, Randy, how's it going, Randy and Mark? And there's the crew right now. So thank you guys for that. But yeah, we are doing this big studio reno. And if you do hear us sneezing every once in a while, there might be some dust.
It's killing my allergies.
Around a little bit here. But we want to be a big thank you to everybody for watching. We are going to be going through some changes here in the studio, and it's for the bigger and the better. I mean, we don't.
The feel's going to be so much better.
You can see the way, exactly. You can see the way sort of the trading for me has evolved. The show's evolving. We're evolving with you. We want to thank everybody for your patience and for the support, right? Because it's the super chats, it's the watching us, it's everything. The YouTube revenue, like we're putting it back into work here and giving you guys more of hopefully what you want, including all 4 of us
and more fritters
trading at once. That's like I can sit over here and talk to Joe, you know, he's bigging up all these trades. We're doing it together. We're doing it live. But in a few months, we're all doing it live. And that should be a lot of fun. You'll see Sharif lose his mind on some of these small caps. You see Mr. Moneyman over there, Joe coming into play as well. I mean, this guy's wearing a
blazer every day.
The blazer,
now. Every day.
and also the patch. This guy, the pocket square. This guy's ready to rock and roll every single day. So we're excited for that. We're excited for you guys, man. It's been a long time coming, in my opinion. So we're really happy to have this. And,
he's giving Raheem
should be fun.
a run for his money. I have to admit, Joey Options is looking rather legit up there. And shout out to
I told
Mabu.
you, this guy's turning Italian every day.
Shout out to Mabu in the chat. You had your biggest train day as well. It's absolutely, look, this market. What's crazy about it is this market's not doing anything. You don't have to worry about it. Like just being the names that are trying to go. Like Tesla might be pulling back now, but I think if it gives us VWAP, that's probably going to be a gift here today. But that's the NASDAQ. But there's plenty that's rallying. Like just have a quick look at Mara. Look at that. Look at this sucker.
You take a look at that.
Like, are you kidding me? 12% on Mara? I bet you, whatever. I bet you I bet you MSTR is flying, but I haven't looked at it today, so don't at me. Yeah, somehow I knew that I was going to do that, and it was going to be disappointing on MSTR. So Mara, they reported it wasn't that great. I decided to stick with Bitcoin because it was on plan. We pulled into VWAP once and bounced, but I need us to break that high, which it happens to be $59 on BTC, but I think it's like 103.7 if you're following in. Oh, I did get out of HIMS. HIMS, remember, like the short was working, it was grinding lower, and like it's making this compression pattern. If it holds VWAP, let's just get out of it and make sure that we're not down on the stock. It's like, look, it's trending up. So if you can get away with it and be up on it when it's trending up against you, then just get out of the trade. Like the market, not really doing much. I don't want to sit here when this can squeeze. We know what HIMS can do. Like I wanted it breaking down and following through under 50. It never happened. So if we break 51, maybe we challenge that double top and this turns into a squeeze again on HIM to the S. You say City Boy says good entry for MSTR. Maybe it plays a little bit of catch up. But I think Bitcoin's going to have to break that high. If Bitcoin breaks a high, MSTR should go flying. But see, it's making a lower high. I think you play the dips and just be patient with it.
We're getting out some more Tesla. Let's go over to Palantir. First of all, Google's still that dollar in the money. Oh, Canada. Because why not? All right, so that's that. So Google, huge move down. DraftKings, huge move up. Tesla, back to highs of day. Okay, here. What? I mean, what are we even doing? All right. That's 320. That high we've already broken through. That little wick high right there is 308, 310. I mean, it's just bombs away. The market's not even doing anything, and Tesla is ripping up 8% today. I don't even know. This is like, I really love trading Tesla and Palantir, like two completely like meme crazy cult stocks that if you're not looking like the amount of money on Palantir and Tesla just like in this last little while, you know, it's really like those kind of stocks. And that's why I kind of went over to Rivian to see if that was kind of going. Because yesterday Rivian had its day. It's pulling back a little bit right now, but that could be, I mean, we looked at Lucid also. I'm just trying to look at some other names. Okay, that's still 250. All right, Lyft, today we talked about a 14 or so bid. That never came in, man. Lyft, it just keeps on going, 22% now to the upside. This is what I mean, like, sure, you know, I'm up, having another good day, and there's so many other names to look at. Like there's Lyft, there's ASST as well. So shout out to anybody trading this name today as well. This is made a move down.
QBTS.
Yeah, QBTS. Like not everything's going to be all Mag 7, which is why I'm looking at and why we hit DraftKings today as well on earnings. I mean, if things hit, things hit. Let's just look at the NASDAQ quickly because I was going to look at TQQs. Coming back into 5950. I'm still there. I'm at 5950. So if that can come in, let's just see if that can play a little bit. The market, though,
it's about to break trend.
Yeah, it's about to break trend. That's the question that I'm trying to deal with right now because it's 10:20. Now, remember, we talked about what's written down on here. Sure, it's 3 for 3 today, but that's early, right? Like, I'm not making plays based on, like, when I write that down, that's my early look, basically. As the market is opened up, now you have a bunch of different fields. We didn't even have Tesla on the board. So we'll still try it down there because it looks like it was a good level, but we got to be careful now. Not all of the levels that I'm posting up on here are going to be ones that we keep on reloading on or keep looking at. Palantir, that's a name that we like to look at. I just talked about Lyft a little bit. We talked about Boeing trying to get that name as well. So that did have a breakout. I think the level was, what was it, 194? Like there was a level here that it's right there.
I thought it already broke it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
so
it's
right here, right now, right here, right now.
Right.
But yeah, right here, right now. 193, I think. You could look for now because we've broken higher. Now it's just doing this. But like this is not exciting me the same way that some of these other plays are, right? So we got to wait to see if Boeing does come back into the level that we were thinking about. The next one that's going to execute is going to be TQQs. We have less than 2% left of DraftKings. So we got a gift when that just made a move all the way up. We told you we only had 15% here. So then 2.5% all the way up, leaving us with 2.5% now. So we'll have to wait to see where DraftKings is going. And it looks like right now, unfortunately, it's going to the downside. So
the market just...
Well, look at Google.
Like the second support broke, this is why you trade with stops, because this is the one that wasn't working. It was NVIDIA, right? Like NVIDIA, okay, early on it worked on the initial breakout, but I meant like this. Since we bought it off VWAP, it wasn't working is what I mean. The second you break that floor, we just absolutely flushed back in here. So we're getting a big dip. We're going to go to a dare for the small cap recap.
Wow.
I feel like I should have held on to that. No, HIMS is still presenting me with a short opportunity. I might try to get back into HIMS off that high as the market clearly is making a turn. But let's see how the small cappers are doing here with Adara.
The unofficial theme of this small cap recap is day 2 earnings plays. We're going to get to that in a second. Here's IWM. Still green on the day, but giving up some of its early strength. We've got a pretty nasty red candle forming right now in the 15-minute chart. Then we have Sunrun, RUN. This is the first of 2 day 2 earnings plays, small caps here. RUN beating on EPS and sales when they reported, I believe it was Wednesday night. But they do also have a 28% short float to be aware of. Nice push to the upside. Then we have NVVE Newly Holdings. This is a great look. Apparently engaging multiple digital asset advisory consultants to accelerate one of its subsidiaries. So good look here for NVVE, under 3 million share float, I believe about 2.88 million shares. QBTS is the last one. This is D-Wave Quantum. They reported earnings on yesterday morning. They're also at day's highs, so great look here for QBTS. IONQ is another day 2 quantum earnings play if you're on the lookout for those. Back to the guys.
Yeah, obviously the quantum names all going to be in play. That NVVE has been incredibly impressive. I mean, the volume really good here at 100 million. For everyone that's asking, the current tap on the halt is flat. So 294 into a 294 tap. So it's high of the day right now. Should be a 5-minute halt. When you saw the market just pull back in, Bitcoin just got back to VWAP, so we reloaded at the volume weighted average price on BTC. That's about it. And where did you go, Apple? Apple didn't really lose VWAP. It's breaking trend down, but it hasn't really flushed through VWAP yet. So if I'm not going to get the short off the high, the trend break under the volume weighted average price might be the only way to go. I'm not back into the HIM short, didn't really set up. And Scott, we can absolutely look at Mara. Clearly, with Bitcoin trending up, that's a piece of the story. The other piece is it's squeezing. You know, the miners haven't been the biggest game in town. It is broken through this 15 level, and I guess the shorts are deciding, yeah, let's give up on this one for the short term. I do forget offhand what the short float is on this, but I do believe it's over double digits. So a bit of a squeeze play. It's at the next resistance right now. I wouldn't be chasing the tops though on Mara, but good look for you. I like Bitcoin better.
Now Google's now $2 and still going downside. right now. So we talked about getting out of some of this in our own account. We didn't do it, but there goes Google, man. And it is the #1. And I'm going to keep talking about, it's 10:30 right now. We've made lots of trades today, to be honest with you. But thank you for I got to get to, maybe I need a new one of these. How many subscribers do we have? I want to hit everyone, hit the like and the subscribe. 500,000 subscribers right now. But if you're going to look here, this is the Google trade, 155 to 156 short. Like we have 155 short right now, as we've written down on there, as well as the DraftKings. And then now we have TQs that just came into position. But there it is right there. Look at this name just continue to bleed down. Like, I guess I don't have that much faith in this because we're getting out of this name to the point now where unfortunately we only have 10% left of this trade. So, all right, so the TQs we talked about, I'm out of 40% of this one, but it hasn't really done too much there. So it does go back up into 65. We're able to get that. Remember I told you early, like this does not look like a healthy environment right now. So we were a little worried about, oh crap, that's right, sorry, my bad. We were a little bit, I did get out some more Tesla there as well at 304. I'll talk about that in a minute, but the TQs, I'm still gonna try to respect the levels that I wrote down here, and that was between 59 and 59.50 long. I'm actually going to wait. My next bid on this is 59.15. So that's what I'm going to wait for right now for the move on the TQs. But, you know, if you're interested in trading the way potentially I'm trading or any of us around here, then Trade the Pool might be the one for you. Traders funded by Trade the Pool have been cashing out. We're talking 5,300, 15,000, 36,000, 29,000. Here's how it works. You pay a one-time evaluation fee starting at just $47, and that's it. That's your total risk. You trade real shares, not CFDs, and you can gain up to $200,000 in company capital. You keep 70% of the profits. A pretty good deal there. There's no margin calls. There's no big account blowups. Scan that QR code right now and even grab your 10% off of that price. So get that and start your journey today with Trade the Pool. And of course, we are here at Real Trading, and I'm putting on some real trades today and the last couple of days, as I just hope that you guys are also enjoying the show, trading what you want to, putting those names into the chat so we can find them and help you look for different opportunities. I mean, we've been talking a little bit about QBTS. We looked at some Boeing there. We looked at Lyft, which is taking off there today. But, you know, the bangers in my account have been well
obviously, Mar is going absolutely ham as well, but position board just went. Doesn't matter anyway because we just lost the pre-market low on Bitcoin. So the first time off VWAP was clean. The second time it loses the bottom here on BTC. Second I saw that, the first thing I thought was Mar is about to flush into VWAP. But it happened too fast. By the time we're getting out of Bitcoin, there was no chance to get that trend break on Mar. It already dropped 2 points, like as quick as you like. It was like out of Bitcoin, call up Mara. You can try to get short, but just not quite fast enough. Apple is continuing to get crushed. I am trying to get back into HIMS, but I want this to break its trend, which is now very, very distinct. Like there's your higher lows from the pre-market, like trend down, there's your higher lows. If it breaks trend, we jump back in, which we've already been into this thing one time. So we'll see what happens next.
Oh my God.
I got to catch a little bit of a bid here, hopefully on iBit, or we're going to break this trend on HIMS. And Tesla, look, if Tesla comes back, the volume weighted average price is still very much in play. That's lining up at almost exactly 300. I shouldn't say exactly when it's like 299.30, but almost exactly 300 would be that volume weighted average price. And even underneath that, 295 is a go zone for sure, because that's the prior high from that daily chart. So I'm still looking dip buy in Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, we've been getting out a little bit on Tesla there. I mean, this Google is an absolute, I'm pretty sad, honestly, because, you know, I have Google in the account and I don't want it in the account. And I talked about getting out of it earlier today. I talked about getting out of it yesterday. I was like taking advantage of that bump up in Google. Should have been taken out yesterday in and around 155. And now today I feel like there's a lot of traders with that FOMO kind of thinking as well, that, hey man, we've missed the opportunity to get out. And that's why Google was the #1 trade idea, not on the watch list today, nor to be found except for on your sticky notes. So good trade there. But yeah, okay, so we'll just give back. Look, Okay, what we're making on Google is double this, but we'll give back a little bit there, so we'll slap a fail on the TQs, breaking back now below 59. I mean, we tried it there. We talked about 59.15s. That's where we bid it. So we're not just, that's not a trade. The trade was right here. We were able to take a little bit out, and then thankfully getting out of the rest as we do come back in right there for the TQQs. So not a great movement right now in the NASDAQ. Like, I'm hearing nothing at all from the news story. I mean, I don't even know the last time we even heard from Adara as a news story. So the market is really just giving it up and heading back down. So yeah, man, some of the profits are coming back out. We did talk a little bit more about Tesla. And again, good outs, man. 304, 305. Like, we're not too heavy in this anymore. We have we talked about having 20%. We now have about 14% or so left on this one. But yeah, it is coming back. Watch out for VWAP. We said that would be our out, and that's 300. So that's coming in right now. So, hey, man, we played this pretty well today. I'm pretty happy with our performance. So I'm not going to be sad about it. Just going to watch and see what winds up happening now. Possible reload coming up for Tesla. But we do have Adara on the desk here. Hopefully with our crypto update. Are we going to do that now? It's a little bit early, but
I thought she had news.
Okay, she wants to go now. So all right, so let's go over to Adara and hear what she's up to.
We're about 30 seconds early here for these crypto update, but I did want to go early because I wanted to talk about some things I'm seeing down the wire. I want to clarify, I'm not seeing any huge news about any specific stock, nor am I seeing anything about the market as a whole. There are some comments that came out a couple of minutes ago here, probably around 10:25, from Swiss officials ahead of this China-U.S. meeting in Switzerland. Basically what they said here, apparently the Chinese delegation is going to be coming for a second round of trade talks through in July, and they basically said the U.S. should refrain from new increase in customs tariffs, and the pause in tariffs should not be lifted here during negotiations. They also said they have the impression that the U.S. is seeking tailor-made solutions with individual countries. None of this is new. It's really just, I guess, what the Swiss officials are feeling out here ahead of this meeting between the U.S. and China, which is going to take place in Switzerland. I just wanted to kind of read through those so that people are made updated. But in terms of specific news for any specific stocks, I'm honestly really not seeing anything. Here is the market. Bitcoin having a little bit of an issue getting above that, decisively above that 104,000 level. MSCR high of days here, $430, currently trying to hold on to 415, actually below 415. Bitcoin basically looking pretty similar to the market. We have a strong push, and then we drop to the downside. But we're at a pretty key level here for Bitcoin because we're coming into recent support here on this 3-minute chart. If I go to like a shorter term chart here, that 102.5. Right now, we just kind of bounce off of that 102.6 level. So let's see if that bounce can hold. But basically, key levels here and lots of action on any entity you look at, Bitcoin especially of note. Let's take a look here at Binance to see what other crypto names are doing. Ethereum, talking about this one off camera, Ethereum's been incredibly strong lately, up 17% today and above 2,300. We were well below 2,000 just a couple weeks ago, it feels like. XRP up 7%, Solana 8.5%, Cardano 8%, Dogecoin almost 10%. So lots of strength in these crypto names continues. Bitcoin actually moving a lot less than some of these other names are to the upside today. Back to you.
Tesla's a really nice rebound. Google's a nice rebound. We are back into TQs because it broke through 59 again to the upside. So we just scalped a bunch out again for 10s, 12s, 13s, I think was the highest spot we got. We did revenge trade it a little bit, like we used some bigger shares there. Not revenge trading, but it broke back through the level that we liked. So we do put on our biggest position of the TQ, so that's why we did empty it out. I'm actually out of half right now, just for 15 cents, or even less than that. 10 to 15 cents, because I'm going to use that bottom, which is 20 cents away, as my out. So I do want to be somewhat responsible here, as we've talked about it, man. Fed speak, plus really nothing happening, which is making me a little bit nervous. So I don't know, man. We'll ride this. And then we got really lucky. I said Tesla was at a reload spot, but I was too busy looking at the TQs. But whatever, man. We'll take $4 off that as well. That was right there, 301. We just got out 304.12s on that bump back up. So what goes bump in the night? Tesla today, that's for sure. So that's a huge move, man. $7 we took on that. But there goes the TQs. Hopefully that can hold this level. The market just turned red. So it was a good morning and not so much anymore. Crypto still holding out at 103, so that's nice to see.
It's trying.
It's trying, yeah. So all is well over on this side.
Well, my guess is Bitcoin's holding, but I would question what the altcoins are doing right now. So Tesla didn't get to VWAP, which is a strong sign for it, the way the market is dropping, but NVIDIA did a big-time bottoming tail through 116, but look how quickly it's retesting down that 116 level. I'm trying to zoom out so you can see. There you go. So double bottom from yesterday, and I want this to play back into the volume-weighted average price. You would have seen me slip in and out because of HIM's flat. So on the way back up, this retested VWAP, I was like, VWAP's at 50, my over-under's at 50, and I think I put it in there at like 70-something instead of a 90-something. But the second it came in, I just got out of it flat. No, I wanted to see it reverse off VWAP or hold the 50 level, so no need to fight that one in there. So NVIDIA is the only thing that we are still in, and we just got into this mean inversion play, but if it takes out that prior bar, like this bar low 116, I'm jumping out. The market got real heavy. And if we can't do a better bounce than this, then forget about it. I have gangster movies in my head because of something Sean said this morning, and I can't get Bronx Tale out of my head either, which is a fantastic movie. But shout out to anyone that managed to take a profit on those longs, because this is looking really heavy on the NASDAQ. This is not even, unless we get a higher low, I'm not even thinking reload on this. Like you break 116, just jump out of it. My first thought is, well, what are the other chips doing? Are they any better right now? AMD's holding what is, I think, a better low because it never broke the bottom, so it's a little bit stronger. It's got a nice range-bound trade, and that's the difference. NVIDIA broke the low and flushed. AMD seems like it's holding up at least a little bit better. And then the other name that I called up, look, I own shares of ARM. We were trading it yesterday to see if it could have held range. No, ARM breaks the low as well. So NVIDIA looking relatively weak. That means I'm not going to be reloading it off this 116 level until it shows me higher lows. If it can put in some higher lows, really round this bottom off fair, then we'll add to it and play it into VWAP. For now, it just looks like a very, very weak market. Apple continues to break lower. Should have had more short ideas, but that was really, outside of Apple and HIMS, I was really not looking short, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, it's, we were looking, we have a huge short here, but we just got stopped out, and we're fine with getting this stop out. We even got some more profits or more outs before this happened. But yeah, man, the market is now breaking big time. And we're able to even get more out on Tesla on that bump up, as Neil was talking. That was 2 minutes ago we got that. But yeah, here we go. It's Fade City right now. That is for sure as we come back in now. So Google 250 in the money, Tesla 250 in the money. DraftKings, we reloaded over here on DKNG at that bottom. So I'm going to take an opportunity to get out right now. Oh, no, I thought I was hearing something.
Happened?
No, it's all good.
What is that?
An alarm is going off over there. That's okay. I don't need anything happening with the computers around here. But there it is, man.
I thought it was like a battery backup. I was freaking.
Exactly, yeah. So nice move there on DraftKings, taking a little bit of profit. I'm going to drop this out if it breaks 90s there to the downside. But here comes Tesla right back into 300 at VWAP again. So bye-bye Tesla to the downside. And we have less than 10% left, so it's so far so good. But we got to watch out for this move coming back in now on Tesla.
Yeah, I saw one in the chat just went at the liquidation alarm. No, the fear was that it was some kind of a battery backup, because when I hear a beeping sound, and Sean knows this is true from when we owned our own office, my first thought is, oh, we're about to lose power.
Yep, we could lose power.
And we're okay, but I wish I could tell you I was in some shorts, but I can tell you right now that traders funded by whoops, I got the wrong one. That's on me. Traders looking for opportunities to find shorts should be using e-signal, because maybe I would have found one if I was paying closer attention to my trade rate, which was popping off on a whole host of names that I can show you guys a little bit later. So traders, listen up, everybody. It's still 1 month free. So you have the ability to try a new charting platform out there, which is a fantastic way to backtest, forward test, use any indicator you want, hook up to multiple brokers so you can trade directly through it, level 2 access so you can see the actual book and not just the charting. It's intuitive, it's reliable, it is the best charting platform out there, and you can try it for 1 month for free. So all in one spot, step up your game. Trade smarter, not harder. 1 month free. Scan the QR code you see right there in front of you. Check the link in the description and try eSignal. Yeah, I don't think when it's free, it's hard to regret taking a shot. And if you do, then, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. That's the right price, as far as I'm concerned. I'm gonna get back into HIMS. I know I was in and out flat at this price, but it was more, I wanted this on the way down testing, not just sitting there on the offer on the way back into the upside. So I'm gonna play this into 50 or 50.10 or so. Just realized I didn't have my stop order because I canceled it when I got out of the other one. So I'll get my stop back in there, and we're gonna short this one underneath the volume weighted average price. Apple's a little bit too far gone. NVIDIA.
Look at Google. Oh my God.
Yeah, like NVIDIA 116. Remember, like I'm not reloading NVIDIA. I don't know why we're so bearish on this. Well, the market's so bearish. That's a quick, tight stop, and now you're flushing. 115 is the prior high on the daily on NVIDIA. That's pretty much all you got left. Like this 115 level that it looks like we want to test. Okay. Why does that wick underneath 115? Oh, dark pool wick. So yeah, 115 is the big level. Looks like we're about to test it now. I'll get rid of that dark pool wick a little bit later, but we're getting to 115 rather quickly here, everybody.
Yeah, that's my level written down right there, NVIDIA for 115. So yeah, man, we're going to try to take that for sure. If that was in there, now it's coming right back in. Watch out for Tesla, man. We did get a reload there, and we got a couple outs in and around 301, but we're watching out for 299. If that dips out, we are gone on that one. Google, just the trade of the day turning out to be, man, just to the downside. Like, we're happy to obviously rake what we did on Tesla, but this Google is like the undercover brother right now, man. This is making a huge move downside. We're $3. Like, we were celebrating $8 on Tesla, but this $3 move is only a $155 name. So that is a nice move downside for sure, right there on our friend Google, which is no longer a friend of mine. All right, and then if we're gonna stick to our sticky notes, then we got to watch out for this play right there. So there's NVIDIA. We are long right now. We like that 115. It's what we wrote down earlier. So we're gonna take it and we're gonna see what winds up happening right now for us on Google. But
NVIDIA,
yeah,
you mean?
Sorry, on NVIDIA. Google's already, yeah, good call there. Google's already doing what it needs to do for me, but DraftKings out of that again. Nice reload right there. This one we can officially say is a reload, so that's so far so good there. Okay, there goes Tesla. It just broke. It's over with. Yeah, it's over with. So we'll fire off the hot dog cannon.
There's still 95, remember.
Yeah. But it did break 99 there, so we'll wait to see. Maybe that could have been that might have been a bad trade, bad out there. It does break and we get out. Now it's up $1 from there. But you know what, man? No Tesla, no cry, because your boy is right here again. Our net is even higher than it was before because there is NVIDIA. Man, these trades are falling into our damn lap. Like, all we needed to do was not have gotten stopped out at Tesla, and we'd be right back to where we need to be. But there's NVIDIA, man. It just gives that gift right there. So of 115, all we need to do is follow our rules, man. Follow the yellow brick road, and we should be okay today. That road, of course, shout out to Donald, orange today. So there it goes, man. Yeah, wow. We're having quite the day. I mean, Tesla's bouncing off of 3 bills again, so we'll have to wait to see if that works. I'm happy as a pig in mud right now with this NVIDIA trade, man. There's another 30-cent banger one more time there for NVIDIA. So, hey, man, it's good. Yeah, you could short Tesla, love to trade. I don't know. I mean, that might be a good play in your book, and it might be the right one too. So Tesla, I don't even know what was going on, up 7 or 8%. A big trade alert for Tesla, bigger trade alert for NVIDIA right now, though, as it's my newest position. So, you want to say anything before you go over?
No, I mean, the top of my list was actually NVIDIA 115 in the note this morning, but I traded it several times above because I was looking for that long trade. And remember, when it broke that trend, this is the thing about having a bias. If I'm biased long, I often am not taking the trend break, which I did not take that. And look at the trend break on this name. But you have to have yourself an out. And thankfully, when it broke that wedge to the downside, we took it out. The last time it bounced, this is about what you got. You got about like a 50-cent initial move, and it didn't follow through. So I'm thinking the same thing. 50-cent initial move, scalp, and if it doesn't follow through, then we're jumping out. If it holds on the next couple of 3-minute candles, then we look to add to this and see if we can't get into VWAP. Is the market still unusually weak? I mean, we're supposed to be getting deal talk this weekend. We're not supposed to like that? But let's go see what's going on. What sectors are maybe holding up in this pullback with Adair?
Again, I want to specify, I'm not seeing any news for this move because I understand there's a lot of confusion. Believe me, I am also trying to find out what happens, and if I find anything, I'll let you know. But Donald Trump, I haven't even seen any comments from him beyond his flurry of social media posts well before the market opened. Let's talk about these sectors. Something that's not holding up here, Neil and Sean, is technology. Electronic tech and tech services both have some names that are lightly red, not too crazy here. Finance, basically flat. Retail trade, a little bit of red here in Amazon, or Walmart and Costco, but Amazon here relatively flat. Health technology, kind of mixed here. AbbVie, though, pretty strong. Energy minerals, strong. Communications, strong. Utilities does have some strength as well. And consumer durables, Tesla still at 5% after that push above 300. So interesting, really mixed picture here across the board for this market as it tries to find its way with a nice pop, a nice drop, and no news in between. Back to you.
Yeah, it's been an oddly quiet morning in terms of news. We were expecting, you never know. There were literally 3 truths this morning before we even opened the show, and there's been absolutely radio silence since. So the market not liking it. I want to get to at least, look, I know there's a lot of things that were running heavily that we may have even covered on the way back. Mara is holding VWAP as we speak, and then QBTS, D-Wave, which was the other big runner, is not even close. So if you want relative strength right now, it's in D-Wave as it holds the prior day high on that pullback and now trying to go again. So this stands out to me. I mean, Mara good off VWAP, but if you're holding the high, like the bull flag, that's even better. So D-Wave holds $11, 1080 would be the prior day high. This looks like it's going to make another run at the top as well. Dan McIsaac saying Rumble is strong as well. I'm not aware of any catalyst for Rumble, but that's what you want to do. When the market's pulling back, sometimes finding that relative strength, it'll really show itself when you get a move like that in the NASDAQ.
Okay. All right. So just we got stopped out by, maybe we made the bottom wick. I'm not sure. It looks like we did. We get stopped out there at 298.70. Now in the money, $2 off of that price. So that kind of sucks because we did reload Tesla right there. Like we have the bottom long, but then we also have the bottom out. So not much I can do there. That's going to happen. Tesla's still infinitely, but Google's right there as well. We actually wind up making about 3 times as much on Tesla than we do the next best stock there, Google. Nvidia's trying to say something about that. Let's see how far that can go back upside. And then DraftKings right now. Look, I gotta go get some water, but okay, DraftKings, well, maybe not, the show's almost over. Let's put some offers right there at 36.19, but we can't forget Joe's favorite segment and mine. This was for lunch today. Joe hoping for chicken, the complete oppo of what I'm hoping for here today.
I'd take tuna again.
Yeah, well, today, everyone I think should be somewhat happy. Today should be fun. I don't know what's gonna be on our salad, but we've got blackened tilapia today, so I think that should be pretty good. Blackened means Cajun, though, Adair. I don't know if you want to be too happy about that one there. Roasted baby potatoes, seasoned veg, and chef salad. Sounds great to me. I got to get some of that blackened tilapia before the animals in the back get it. That's what's for lunch.
It's not going to last.
Good one, man. Great way to end the day there, the week on the lunch menu. So we want to thank our caterers for coming through on that one. Google does make that low just a couple seconds ago, man, and we got it 152.20, $3 almost there, 270 to be exact, as we clean that. So see what I'm saying about Tesla? We have the low of the day on Tesla, but this was a full position, like not a full position, but it was a full fill that we had got right there, and then we, hit this. So, we could feel bad about I'm not feeling bad at all about our Tesla trade. This is P&L wise, one of the biggest ones of the week, so it's fine. But we just gave up a couple bucks there by getting stopped out. I'm going to try it again as it's pouring in right now, so we'll see if this can go. I'm going to try the 299 one more time against that low, and if I get it again, fine. I'm using less shares, so hoping that can work out for us. Nvidia's pulling back, but you know how I trade, man. I get out when we have these plays. So there it is. We'll get some more out then at 58. Let's just do that. There's another out for us at 58 again. you know, using good shares, so trying to get out there for a little bit of a profit and keep it in the pocket here today. So yeah, man, Google's an absolute disaster. I'll probably be exiting some of this in my own account right after the show because we should have already done it. Last thing I want to do is be mad when it hits 150. So, all right, so that's Google right now, downside. I don't know.
Remember that story you had on CrowdStrike?
Yep.
In the pre-market? I got to double check as I don't remember exactly what it was, but we absolutely rolled off a cliff here on CrowdStrike, now down 5%. It's trying to get a little bit of a bid. This is one that doesn't look very good when I look at the daily chart. Could be really headed back in for a real retest of like the high 300s. Yeah, not looking very healthy on CrowdStrike. I'll double check this, or maybe Adari will have it. But I didn't think, on first read, I was like, oh, it doesn't seem like it's all that bad. And then it does look like it's getting bad. You're finally trying to hold a higher low here in NVIDIA. So it's looking a little bit more constructive. And a potential there's a trend break and then a hold of the support. So looking a little bit better here in NVIDIA for an ad play. And by the way, you're about to break out the high on QBTS. Let's go to Adara.
So I'm going to talk here about the US dollar, but first I want to talk about this CrowdStrike story, and I'd like to make it pretty clear. This is not a new story. It started in October of 2024, and the headlines since then have more or less been the same, just updates of the same general investigation. Basically, CrowdStrike made a deal to sell cybersecurity to the IRS via Carasoft technology. Now, however, Carasoft's been paying CrowdStrike, but the IRS doesn't show that they've been paying for any of this tech. So there's basically a little bit of confusion, of suspicion with regards to what's happening here with CrowdStrike. Why have they not, why is the IRS not showing getting this software, paying for this software, but Carasoft's still making payments to CrowdStrike? So now the newest update from today was that apparently the DOJ is looking into the role that CrowdStrike's bosses or management may have played in this deal. That's the latest update. Again, it's more or less been the same story unfolding very slowly over a series of headlines over a series of now almost half a year, like several months. Let's talk about the DXY now, because the DXY is higher highs, higher lows on this 3-minute chart, though we're actually still above 100. Let's take a look at the daily for a little bit more clarity here. And as I've been talking a lot about this daily uptrend near that bottom that we made, going back to late April, and we're still seeing it higher highs, higher lows, back above 100,000. Next level of resistance here could be this previous support that we had at 101.20, going back here to early April, April 2nd, April 3rd. So could be on watch, but generally DXY trying to trend back upwards after having an incredible end of 2024, struggling so far for 2025, guys. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Adara, for all of that. Here goes NVIDIA, man, right back up to 116. It is going to be hard to get this smile off right now. I'm just scalping out, man, all the way to the upside right here. Again, you guys know what my thoughts are here and what we're doing. So good trade here for NVIDIA as we continue to go higher and higher and higher. Let's go, man. This is a big one. Again, another 70-cent winner right now on board for NVIDIA today. So, yeah, man, all is good. We did lose out a little bit on the TQs there today. But other than that, man, it's been nothing but cash. So, yeah, nice upside move today. I'm hoping the guys on the midday are ready to get locked and loaded, because it's been a monster day here, and it's about to get even more monstrous with my two animals over there. All right, what's up, everybody? Looking for unbeatable odds on the biggest games? Switch over to ProfitX's peer-to-peer platform, where you set the price. No more one-size-fits-all lines. It's like crafting your own picking strategy with real-time trading tools. Secure the best odds, track the action, and watch your plays come alive. Experience total control at every step. It's ProfitX Sports Playing Reimagined. Use code TraderTV to get your 2% cash back up to $3 But yeah, okay, there they go, the TQs. Now taking out 59. And there it is right now. It's another dollar winner right there for your boy on NVDA. So let's just keep on getting it out. When you take in this position, try to scalp some out, man. I mean, this is what we're trying to do. I mentioned that to Joe the other day. I was like, great trades. He took some off. I think that's a great idea for him to do that. We're taking some off of NVIDIA here as well, as we just get some 22s and start climbing high higher and higher, baby. So NVIDIA really making this day even more special. Tesla's still at $3.
Yeah, Tesla's holding pretty nicely at $3, but look, pull back in a prior high, that's how it's going to be, or pull back in a prior low. So when we get the 115 in, we were in this one off that 116 level, and we saw what happened last time at 116.5. It did make a nice higher low on NVIDIA, and the next time it makes a higher low, we'll probably jump right back into it. The other thing I'm going to keep in mind is that downward trend that we broke right now lines into VWAP, so that could be a nice little reversal spot for NVIDIA. Tesla, one of the concerns I have is Tesla was the strongest stock in the market, not named like a Mara or, percentage-wise Mara or something else. But Tesla was the strongest name in the market, and it's losing VWAP again. So I feel like if we lose VWAP on Tesla, I think we're headed back down into retest the lows. And if that happens, I go back over to what was one of the initial plans, was try to trade Apple to the short side of 200. Fine, Tesla's been good today, but I haven't had a single execution on Apple, and this could give me a chance in the volume-weighted average price to join the trend to the south side on AAPL. So I've scalped out of NVIDIA because it got back into that prior resistance. Good bounce off the 115, but I'm starting to think we lose VWAP on Tesla. That'll be the shot to get into a short that you like. And I got my eyeballs on Apple back into the volume-weighted average price. We only have about 7 minutes to go, and QBTS has a long way to go. Oops, that should have been 11 I wanted to be bidding. I'm still bidding out in front of the 11 area. I thought for some reason, I know I was bidding in the 20s. I want to be bidding in front of 11, play back into VWAP for QBTS. This is one I want to stay long. When the market fell off a cliff, QBTS held the upward trend. I'd rather try to play dips into that high than buy highs into a triple top on the daily. Still favoring the long for now on QBTS, but it does seem like Tesla is losing VWAP as we speak. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, there was that mean crazy day that Tesla had, this was like months and months ago, and I remember it losing VWAP at this time of day and still making a fresh high later on in the day, so you just had to be really patient with it. I think above 95, you're still good to go on Tesla. Because 95 was that brick wall on the daily. So you should at least be able to pull back into that and still have some longs. VWAP's just a line on a chart.
Yeah, exactly. There's not much going on there. 297.50 maybe for a reload there on Tesla with only 5 minutes left. Thank you, everybody, for, again, watching. We can just look over. Let's see what Affirm is doing right now. I'm still trying to look at Palantir. That NVIDIA is, we are getting some more out. I mean, if it falls back to 115, we will reload that for sure. Oh, that's too bad because we did have some Tesla in and around 299 and then it dropped out. So we'll try it again right now around that 299. Look at Affirm, man. Completely bonkers right now to that downside. So Affirm, which thought it was going to have maybe a positive day there today, it never thought positive, but breaking through some of those levels, it actually comes right up into the 51.50 area, which was the pre-market high. So we did try that. We didn't try it, but that's the market did, the stock did, and then it fell off from there. So now you're right back into some of those lows on earnings. So, Affirm could get going there back to the upside. All right, I'm going to take a piece out now of this because that's going to be a good reload. Oh, we just offered 69, or maybe we can get it. Oh, there it goes. Nice move there. So we do get a 69 fill. Now let's put an 85 fill. We do get that as well. It's a little bit of a face slapper. Hopefully back there now to the upside for a little bit. We've tried a couple times down here, so it's not going to be a profitable over and over reload. But maybe if it goes, we can get something here again. So here it goes. A nice little 50 cents in the money one more time here for Tesla. What's up to Bart Simpson? You're asking like how many? Look, we all trade with different share sizes. Most of the time I'll trade with, X amounts. So it's like I'm just taking it out. I don't really have a plan like 10%, 20%. I kind of just try to see the feeling. But I do, when we do get to key levels, I will look at, support and resistance. So like right here at 301, I look down to see how many I have left. And I say, okay, based on what I have left, this level is probably like half out or so. But I'm always scalping the initial move, because that helps me sort of preserve some of the capital on that one. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. You can see with NVIDIA here, the same thing, right? All the way up. Like when we take these longs at 115 and it comes back into there and we're not feeling that great about the market, we do scalp it out. But now that it's reloaded itself, it's given us a little bit of a buffer now. Now we can try to hold for that moon. So let's wait to see if that does happen. I mean, the market could go positive again, right? And if that happens, then yeah, NVIDIA probably gets at least back to VWAP. That's why we have VWAP here and 50-period moving averages, is to give me an idea of where potential turnaround spots are, right? So even as Tesla, it's underneath right now, but see, it's at VWAP, so I'm starting to get more and more out. Okay, well, there it is again. Let's see if we can get $1 on this move upside now for Tesla again, bouncing off of 299. We took it a couple times. Smaller hits, bigger wins. That's the that's hopefully the recipe for success right there. So yeah, man, so far so good. We're loaded back up here, and we'll see. Long NVIDIA, long Tesla, short Google. So we have $4 in the money right now total.
Yeah, great look. I mean, obviously right now, I'm just waiting to see what the next move is going to be. I like IBIT trying to hold back above VWAP. Didn't want any part of this when it was breaking that low, but now you got a rounded bottom on IBIT. We're about to close above the volume weighted average price, and then we're good to go to jump back into this thing. Rivian, and a lot of people have been messaging about Rivian Molfar. Rivian absolutely on a tear. It's almost like the second I look over and looking at QBTS, Rivian starts to go even crazier. So Randy should be happy. Big time level already broken at this fifth. Well, when it breaks 14.5, it's at 14.5 now on the daily. So squeeze happening. It already broke that 14 on RIVN. Good look out there. It wasn't part of the trade plan for me at all on Rivian. So I can't tell you that I'm going to sit here and jump in and play that top when it's literally sitting at resistance. Now, I want back into IBIT and I want into QBTS. We'll see if we get the dip back into that 11. I'm still sitting there looking for the pullback into that prior high. This is a day 2 runner. They reported up like 50-something% today. So you're not going to see that kind of a move here today, but it can still hold the trend. When the market got weak, this sucker stayed strong, and that's enough for me. So we'll play back into that to the downside. I see Robinhood apparently going as well. And City Boy, I'm not aware of what the news is on WBUY, but I also believe that's on the OTC. So I'm not even sure if we have that one in our platform. But I'm not really sure what the news is on that. Maybe I'll ask Adara and we can get that in the midday. I'll message you, Adara.
I think it's WB, whatever it was there. Yeah, look, man, only a couple more minutes left. We're in another huge one on Tesla again to the upside. We're in a big one on NVIDIA. Thank you so much for watching, man. You're about to go over to the midday show in just a couple seconds. So yeah, there it is again. Another great morning. Hope you all were trading some of the names that we were. It's a profitable one, and we're happy to have that. We're going to hopefully enjoy our lunch, which should be blackened tilapia, which got Adair excited and then not. Hopefully it's not too spicy.
Fine.
It's fine for us. But,
yeah, I think
that jerk chicken is not even spicy, and it's off her board, right? So, all right, so there it is, man. We're about to go over to these guys right now. It's Joe. I'll give Joe a minute. He's got to get ready there. So, I don't know, what is that?
You're acting like it's not cold in here, Sharif.
Oh, it is cold in here.
It is cold in here.
It is freezing in here. The only thing that's cold is ice here. We have some pretty cold trades today coming through, that's for sure. Multiple dollars on Google, DraftKings, NVIDIA, Tesla all came through. Palantir, our only red stuff. Well, actually, we're red on Palantir and we're red on the futures as well, because we tried this move and it just did not work out. So, all right, man. Yeah, again, thank you so much to everybody. He's ready to rock and roll now. So it's 11:01 and good trading today. Good
you guys
job.
Owe us a minute.
Yeah, you guys, or much more than that. But here we go. Back over there. Let's go. Tesla, $2. NVIDIA, $2. Google, $2. It's a fun day around here, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. We're back at 2 p.m. Over to the dudes. Let's go.